Triple kill. Triple kill. Quaternary kill. Triple kill. Quaternary kill.
Mereka terpaksa keluar dari kawasan ini. Tembakkan dan juga makan sekali. Okey, tembak sedikit. Lagi. Cuba untuk dimajukan di situ. Tembakkan dan tembakkan dua. Dan telah pun dimajukan di situ. Ini adalah taktik yang digunakan oleh Cuma.
di tempat yang ketiga. Dan kita lihat step 9 dengan dibagi semua untuk mengasah dengan red shot PNC. Kali ini kita dapat lihat bagaimana red shot biasa dan dirasakan. Dan begitu juga dengan bancai semua tertua. Kita lihat bagaimana lockdown diberikan. Kita lihat 3 orang tadi lagi yang tinggal sekarang ini. Dan itulah dia quadra kill daripada Tufan. Adakah Bom akan lepaskan kena Bom? Dua down. Mantap sekali Bom dilepaskan oleh Yat. Dapat 2, dapat 3. Satu lagi yang di make all star dalam
Triple kill. Triple kill. Quaternary kill. Triple kill. Quaternary kill.
Mereka terpaksa keluar dari kawasan ini. Tembakkan lagi memangkal sekali. Lagi. Untuk dimajukan di situ. Tembakkan
di tempat yang ketiga. Dan kita lihat Sam Knight dengan dibagi semua untuk mengasah dengan red shot PNC. Kali ini kita dapat lihat bagaimana red shot diasah dan dirasakan. Dan begitu juga dengan bancai semua terkeluar. Kita lihat bagaimana lockdown diberikan. Kita lihat 3 bola tadi lagi yang tinggal sekarang ini. Dan itulah dia kuadra kill daripada Tufan. Adakah bom akan dilepaskan kena bom? Mantap kali bom dilemparkan oleh Yak. Dapat 2, dapat 3. Satu lagi yang di make all star dalam.
Triple kill. Quateri kill. Triple kill. Quateri kill.
Mereka terpaksa keluar dari kawasan ini. Betul tak? Tembakan yang cukup mantap sekali. Okey, terbang sedikit. Lagi. Untuk dimajukan di situ. Tembakan tembakan dua orang dalam modifikasi dari situ.
Di tempat yang ketiga dan kita lihat step 9 dengan dibagi semua untuk berasal dengan red shot PNC. Kali ini kita dapat lihat bagaimana red shot biasa dan dirasakan dan poin begitu juga dengan bancai cukup terkeluar. Kita lihat bagaimana lockdown diberikan. Kita lihat 3 orang saja lagi yang tinggal sekarang ini dan itulah dia kuadra kill daripada Kumpas. Adakah bom akan dilemparkan kena room? Mantap sekali bom dilemparkan oleh Iyad. Dapat 2, dapat 3. Satu lagi anime All Star dalam
Triple kill. Triple kill. Terry kill. Triple kill. Terry kill.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the third week of FFMC 2021. I'm Tash Bunny, your host for today, alongside Mustachio AJ, as well as a super awesome Husky. How y'all doing today?
We are doing great, but where's the perky, chirpy little Tash Bunny that we are all used to? This seems to be such a mellow one that we found today, Husky.
I'm happy, you know. You gotta rewind that intro, you know. She just just casually skimmed through.
I was trying to be cool and composed and professionalis. You guys are complaining behind the scenes. I get it that you guys are still complaining. You guys are still complaining.
No, I did not complain. I have the
whatever
receipts.
you give us, I guess I'll still complain no matter what, right? It has to be. But, the teams today have a reason to complain, Tash, because, all new groupings for them to fight in today.
Exactly. So we're gonna be, from my predictions, from what I'm gonna find out. We've seen like previous tournaments, MCP Major Season 1 mainly, where we've seen like during reshuffle weeks, everyone just sort of like resets and it goes back to like week 1 again. Like, I don't know why, but because of how short this tournament is, we feel like we finally found the momentum for all the teams. So it's like, oh no, restart, are we gonna see slow games again? I mean, I hope not. But it's a pattern, What do you think, Husky?
During the MCP Major, the same thing happened where some teams were underperforming during the first half, and then the reshuffle happens. You see teams who at the beginning were not looking hot. They started putting numbers on the board. I think Baby Argon or Blacklist International was one of those teams where after the reshuffle, they just skyrocketed to become the first team to hit 500 points. Because there was also the infraction on GeekFam, but nonetheless, even if GeekFam didn't have that infraction, it will be GeekFam and Blacklist International to be the only two teams to hit 500 points. So maybe we will see the same thing happen today or like today onwards with some of these teams.
Yeah, that's right. So for now, let's talk a little bit about some of the coolest plays we saw last week. Let's talk about Yat. With his double kill Kobe grenades, like I feel like he's on fire when it comes to grenades. Man doesn't miss. Man
He
doesn't
definitely doesn't miss. Yeah, and you know,
Yeah.
each and every single time he takes that, right, he has only been able to show that the teams that he goes up against are not really well prepared to, you know, fight the Nate meta just yet, right? But look at the
Yes.
standings, Tash. This will be able to paint the perfect picture as we kick off the new groupings today.
Yes. Now let's talk a little bit about the standings here. Thank you, AJ,
So let's
for that.
talk about how
Number one
Blacklist
right now.
Internationals just, you know, have pasted
Yeah.
their logo all
Yeah.
over the place.
Blacklist
I know,
International's
like,
gonna
I
win
don't
this.
know what happened. It's confirmed.
They're gonna win
Everyone-
this.
Everyone is Blacklist International. This is Blacklist International's world, and we're all just living in it. Okay, so we're just gonna fix that up a little bit, but for now, let's talk a little bit more about some other stuff as well. LGD, after a montage after montage of just death feeds, and then they got. I mean, what happened there? Do you guys want to tell me? Like, what did they do right that game?
Finally, they've found their momentum. I mean, in the competition so far, they've got one booyah, and they managed to muster up enough points to slot themselves in the 12th position. The problem is they haven't really put a lot of difference between where they are right now in comparison with where, you know, all of the teams that are below them, but they have been able to take more kills last week. And that's exactly
Yeah.
where things have changed for Legend, right? Because, you know, what we were talking about or focusing on in the past was that Legend was just, you know, feed for all of the bigger teams. But when they started going on a couple of skill streaks themselves, they managed to pick those so essential kill points that we have been focusing on for quite a while now, Dash.
Exactly. I feel like Husky, do you have anything to say about Legend actually? LGD.
Yeah, actually, I do. We remember we talked about how, despite Legend having a highlight reel of deaths, they are also one of the few teams that are daring enough to make certain moves. And yeah, sure, you know, it ends up getting all of them killed, but they had the right idea. We saw them attempting to go for a very aggressive push. We saw them trying to kind of create diversions. I feel like these kind of stress, if you put it on better teams like 7-9 or Blacklist International, Geek Fam, it would look pretty darn good. But the fact that Legend has an idea to try it out is, you know, it's a big step forward. Now they just have to work on those fundamentals, and they can turn those death reels into kill, you know, kill sprees.
And then, honestly, Legend is one of those teams where I kind of was excited about. Ashit's used to be Free Fire's manager, is now playing in the tournament, and I thought, like, with that extra, you know, experience he had, he'll be able to lead the team to like victory. When he didn't do it at first, I was a little bit disappointed, but now I'm like, okay, we are actually seeing it happen now, and maybe now we're gonna see a snowball from here. Maybe it was just like their stress, because you did talk about this, AJ, how like some teams are not playing all out. They're just kind of like just trying to go for the, what do you call it, for the placement points. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, because there's 60,000 ringgit on the line for the grand finals later. Opinions?
Yeah, exactly, right? So what they want to play for is mainly to qualify in top 12, gets to move on to the finals. But to the point that you brought up, Tash, even if you were a manager, even if you were a coach, knowing the game, knowing all of the strats, knowing the cheese strats to pull off at times doesn't really guarantee you the victory at the end of the day. There is a huge reason why mobile games, when we jump into the scene, we see so many young people, right? The neurons in your brain, they make these connections from a very, very young age. And these kids have been playing these mobile games for so long right now. And the point that I'm coming to is the mechanical ability to, you know, just progress throughout the game and be able to pick a lot of these skills up, right? And I feel like that is the biggest difference. You know, we need a great combination of strats as well as mechanical abilities. And, you know, something like that we clearly see from the side of Geek Fam, Auto Knockout, Sem9 even, Blacklist International. The other teams, although they do have the strategy, if you cannot get out of situations where you end up in a gunfight and you don't even manage to pull those glue walls out to protect yourselves from those nades that Yacht throws at you, you know, the chances are going to get thinned down quite low there.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on from LG. Let's talk a little bit about Secret Movement. They were on fire last week.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I mean, I'm not like, fully surprised, but the fact that they're able to pull off some pretty great kills is what really caught me off guard. Honestly, they are one of the teams like, I mean, they did qualify for MCP majors, but they weren't really a team we talked about. But I feel like because of their performance last week, we should be talking about them. What do you think, Husky?
Yeah, I mean, Secret Movement was the kryptonite of Geek Fam, was the kryptonite of the good teams, actually.
Yeah.
I think there were a lot of scenarios where we see Geek Fam getting picked off on the screen, and it's somehow always by Secret Movement. It always feels like the Secret Movement are have been specializing themselves to deal with Geek Fam, but it was just coincidence, right? It was just like a bad luck of encounter. But if we put that aside, I think Secret Movement, they are doing fine. They are not really, too shabby. They're in 8th place, so top 8 finish is a pretty decent finisher for the first half.
Yes, that's right. So for now, let's take a look at the qualified teams for today. There's a reshuffle. So for now, Group A has Legend, Ladies, Geek Fam, Red Shoot, PXG Extreme, Seven Fingers, and Secret Movement. Quite a pretty intimidating, I don't think it's a pretty intimidating one. Look at how Geek Fam is the most domineering one and all of that. But they've been matched up with Secret Movement, their kryptonite. I wonder how this will go, honestly.
Yeah.
So looking at Group B, we have Blacklist International, Auto Knockout, Freedom Rumble, Team Fast Kill, Sem9, and Endzone My. Look at Group B. Stacked! Super stacked! I'm worried for them, So moving on to prize pool, let's have a look here. 8,000 ringgit for grabs here for first place. And last place here brings 1,600 ringgit home. Honestly, not a big prize pool compared to the prize pool coming at the grand finals in the end of the day later. So I think for now, what AJ has mentioned before, that everyone is just playing for placements, I wouldn't be surprised. Who knows? Maybe Seven Fingers is just going for placements. Maybe we think of them like, oh, they're just last place, they're just not really doing anything. Honestly, they do something to get 12th place for sure. But if they do get there and they start like just smashing people, I would laugh really, really loudly because that would be really funny. Because it's a team that we really did not expect. And teams like Endzone My, teams like who else? Ladies. Like I want to see more of them. I want to see them. I'm not saying I want to see them up there on this stage. I want to see them up there in the next stage. This one, playoffs, 60,000 ringgit there. Woohoo! Honestly, if I go home with 60,000 ringgit, I'd be pretty happy. What would you do with 60,000 ringgit, AJ?
I'll probably reinvest it in my studio and make myself look a little bit more interesting than I am in real life. So
a nose job then. A nose job, yeah?
Wait, what?
You
What's wrong with my
get a nose job. I didn't say anything. It was a question.
I wouldn't.
But
I
that's
wouldn't,
good.
Ash. But noted at the subtle hint that I need to fix it.
I mean, Husky would just probably dye his hair 10 different colors, probably knowing him.
Yeah, you got me.
I'm right?
You got.
Yeah, but the difference
That is like
though,
that is like the one of the things I would do, but not my priority. Like I just want
Yeah.
a comfortable room to live in. Some decent LED lights, like a projector to play some movies on the wall. That's all I want.
Enough. So let's take a look at the point system real quick here. 12 points for Booyahs and 1 kill, 1 point. I want to see more bloodbaths. I want to see more kills. I don't want to see only one team getting all the kills. That ain't fun. I want to see like a 4-way fight between 4 teams. That would be crazy. Just everyone just fighting for those crumbs, especially because it's the second half of the tournament. Are we going to be seeing that? What do you guys think?
Well, we've already focused on those skill points, and to the point that we brought up earlier, no pun intended, that Legend has managed to pick up more kills compared to the rest of those teams who are currently fighting with them for that 12th position. If anything, Legend has shown that it is exactly what it takes to push that team up from that 14, 15, 16 spot up onto the leaderboards. Because in terms of placement, in terms of positioning, it's not as easy as it seems, is it? Because the longer we are in this competition, more and more of these squads are getting into that final zone, Tash.
Yeah, that's right. So for now, let's have a look at what we're going to be seeing today. The two maps we're going to be looking at is Purgatory and Bermuda. Starting from 1 p.m. and then from 2 p.m. will be Group A versus Group C, Purgatory Bermuda again, and then at 3, Purgatory Bermuda. I'm super excited to see Group A because I feel like a lot of underdogs are in there, matched with Geek Fam and Secret Movement. But when you look at Group B, it's just fully stacked. I'm scared. I'm scared. What do you guys think?
I mean, yeah, Husky. Although there was the mix, and although the the teams will eventually meet each other, right? Because they have to within the day. But for some reason, the shuffle definitely affects the competition, doesn't it, Husky?
Yeah, definitely. We talked about how Geek Fam, they are matched with their Kryptonite, in Group A. I believe it was Group B or Group C. Like that is kind of the group of death where most of the Titans are kind of are smushed together into one big conglomerate.
Yeah.
The teams to watch as well. We have seen these 3 names probably across all 3 weeks: AKO, Blacklist International, and Sem9. I think they're crazy, right? They're actually in top 3. AKO, Sem9, Blacklist International from 1st to 3rd place. I don't think that's gonna change too much, but I am definitely excited to see other teams, especially teams like Geek Fam that we've been talking about so much, catch back up.
Yeah, honestly, we're talking about like if Geek Fam does take first place, it'll be like a back-to-back win for them, 3 in a row. To be fair, what do they call that?
A hat trick.
No, something dynasty. I can't remember. It was a term used for another game, but it's a back-to-back. It's like a really cool legacy. If you can see 3 in a row, but at the same time, while that is really cool to see, I just really want to see the smaller teams just go up, just to kind of show that we have a lot of competition here in Malaysia, and why we're one of the best countries in Southeast Asia to have Free Fire teams. We have some really good ones, and maybe we can move on to other teams right now. But as it goes right now, it's hard to really pinpoint which teams will be taking first place. Like, even though it's AKO, Blacklist International, and Sem9, but they're not dominating. They're not domineering like how Geek Fam was in MCP Majors and FFMC last year. You know what I'm trying to say, Husky?
Yeah, I definitely get what you mean. But I think at the same time, it also shows how much more competitive the current tournament is, right? Like I would prefer to see 5 teams beating each other to death rather than 1 team standing on top and feeling untouched. That's just how I see things. That's just how I want things to be. I don't know. It's a personal opinion.
Okay, but for now, let's have a look at what's going to be happening today. So I'm going to be passing the mic to Husky and AJ. Take it away, guys. I'll see you guys soon.
Yep, thank you so much, Dash. Purgatory is the place where we will open the day up in. I am super excited for the day. Who do you think will end up at the top today? Just one name, right? Amongst the 3, Auto Knockout, Sem9, as well as Blacklist. I'm not talking about the number 1 spot, but between these 3, the fight between the 3, who do you think is going to take the top spot, Husky?
Oh man, I think based on what we've seen so far, my heart is with Sem9, but statistically, I think Auto Knockout has a better chance. Yeah. Not saying that Blacklist International is completely out of contention, but I think the other 2 teams are starting to catch up, and AKO has been looking solid, right? We had the privilege of looking at the player stats, and Axel, he is by far probably the best fragger in the entire tournament right now.
Yeah, his top kills, 39 kills in comparison to Exact, who's at 32 kills in that second position, right? Definitely, Auto Knockout is going to be that team who will be looking for those kills. But Blacklist International with Manflank as well as Clanks dropped so early on. And this was one of the 3 teams that was in the list that I asked you who's going to be taking the top spot. Blacklist International, they are 33 points away from Auto Knockout, 31 points away from Sem9. Definitely a tall order for them to be the team that ends up at the very top in comparison when you take these 3 teams up against each other. But of course, with getting taken down so early on, especially by Secret Movement, that just complicates things even further for them, doesn't it, Husky?
Yeah, I guess I jinxed it. I said, I think the other teams are catching up, and instantly, 2 guys from Blacklist International gets eliminated. But it does complicate things because you have to remember
Oi.
for the first two games, there's also Geek Fam.
Oi.
Right, there's also Geek
Yeah.
Fam playing, and of course AKO we saw just now. I think taken out by Fast Kill. They
Yeah.
did down some players from Seven Fingers, so I'm guessing that there are at least 3 teams within this vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
AKO losing one guy early on though, and it's their top fragger. They lost EXO,
Oh.
so that will slow AKO down.
Yeah, and going back to one of the points that we made earlier, where although the teams with the shuffle, yes, they do end up meeting either way because of how the schedule of the day will be. Speaking on the point of kryptonites, it's not just that one team being the kryptonite. It is the combination of kryptonites that sometimes just complicates things even further, because we're talking about the drop zones that are shared, the drop zones that are preferred. And when some of these teams come in, remember Bloody Hits as well as Geek Fam, that was just a position that Geek Fam had to go in and change at the MCP major, because Bloody had just kept meeting them again and again and again at every single drop zone, and they usually came up on top.
Yeah, it reached a point where Geek Fam was like, I think we need to, we need to change spots. Yeah, sure, we're not worried too much about Bloody Haze. We are obviously the better team, but they are giving us some problems. They are a pain in the backside, and we have to make some adjustments. It could be the case. We didn't get. I actually did not. Have that at the front of my mind, but now that you brought it up, yes, the group shuffle is going to also shuffle how the common drop spots. Maybe that's why we are seeing all these early kills, because the teams were just, they did not expect, right? They didn't account the fact that okay, we are gonna share the same drop spot with another squad.
Yeah, exactly. And when you're just so used to so many of these matches with the previous grouping, you kind of get used to that momentum. You kind of get used to those usual drop spots, which don't really go in and change. Blacklist International in a lot of trouble, as we saw moments ago, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Fast Kill, on the other hand, will be looking for a little bit more of these squads to feed on. And Endzone MY gonna be the ones who are stuck in this situation. Blacklist International now have to deal with a couple of grenades coming in here from Secret Movement. Secret Movement, definitely one of those kryptonite squads for some of the bigger teams in here. But, it's serving them extremely well. They are slowly but surely climbing up the leaderboard, Sasuke.
Yeah, and in Secret Movement, they are kind of probably the slower team in a sense. So I just thought I said that they're in 8th place, but I had to be correct. I think they're in 9th place. Either way, one round can change it all. And the Secret Movement is just like MCP Major. I feel like they are the team that is slowly climbing up, but no one really talks about them too much.
Yeah. I think you might have been right. They are in 8th place because, they do share points together with, who was it earlier? Sorry, Rob, but I think they had the Booyah on their side. That one Booyah gives them that little bit of an advantage. But, it doesn't really matter now, does it? Because this is not the end of the line just yet. They do share points at the very moment, but things will surely change later on. With Secret Movement starting off so well in this game, they might be able to carry this momentum on. But both of these teams now sitting down just at the edge of the next safe zone, and they will not really be able to continue staying there. They will have to move in a bit. That being said, though, the damage from the first zone as it closes isn't going to be that much to tank.
I think it's very bearable for any of these teams. In fact, this circle feels like it's pretty generous to a lot of these players. So we're seeing all these rotations, the common moves that we expect, from every single round. I want to see how the Blacklist International deals with this. They were actually able to trade one member back from Secret Movement, courtesy of Cobra as always. And I think they also left that in right after that kill, which is probably the best decision that they could have made in that situation. Right now is what's happening on the other side of the map. We were looking at just one corner, and I want to see what is going on for the other teams.
Looks like Mr. D's back in here for Sem 9. Let's see exactly how they fare this week. Mr. D wasn't in there last week, and Sem 9 was just blazing it through, right? Hopefully the guy doesn't hear me saying that. I want them to do a little bit better with him in the squad. I mean, the main roster should be able to pull that off. Ladies, on the other hand, have been quite impressive, if you ask me. The fact that they were able to increase their kill count last week compared to week number 1 was definitely good enough. But we want to see those micro changes week after week. So let's see exactly what the ladies will be able to show us through this time, right? Mayma, I believe, one of them who have been able to drop those assists quite a number of times for her teammates, but not being able to take their own kills most of the time. We see the ladies being able to drop the damage, the mechanical gameplay or the prowess within these matches, not very impressive just yet, Husky.
Not yet. But Mayma is definitely the standout player for ladies. I think we've seen her, not to say the rest of the ladies aren't as good, but Mayma has heard a few of those highlight reels. But Fast Q getting ran at by Geek Fam and Sparks just in the wrong neighborhood at the wrong time. Fast Q now down to just 2 members. And I think Wiz is playing today, so that this is going to be his debut for, kind of for the new shuffle. But Geek Fam only getting that 1 pickoff is just enough. They will have to leave that fire brigade behind and trying to get into the circle. And this is how why Purgatory is always this interesting, because you eventually have to kind of cross those islands, right? You have to make those long rotations, and you have to do it very early as well. Because if you wait for the blues to start closing in, you're probably not going to make it.
And Geek Fam, definitely one of the favorites to win the competition. Not because of any biased opinions, but just because of how good they are. One may beg to differ based on the standings of this competition, but I will stick with my theory that these boys are hiding their exact capabilities in the game, and they just do not want to aggress up forth. They, losing out on that number 1 spot for the group stages, for the league stages, isn't something that they want to be concerned about at all. But, at the finals, where 60,000 ringgit will be on the line, definitely we will be able to see exactly what they're made of. And, I say all of these things mainly based on the statistics that, we've managed to get out of Karina so far, right, Husky? If we take a look at the headshot rate, Haziq sits at the very top. 62.85% is this guy's headshot rate. And all that means is he sees you, you are as good as dead if he tries to take a shot at you. This is not shots connected rate. Yeah, these are headshot rates.
I'm surprised that Exile is not the one. Exile is not the one, with the highest headshot rates. But the stats could differ based on how those fights are taken. It doesn't really tell the full picture, but it does, show that Haziq is a force to be reckoned with. And we see Sem 9 wiping out Legends. Pretty much, if you pit those 2 teams together, you definitely would expect Sem 9 to win. But Geek Fam, they do see some different squad right opposite where they are right now. I think for Geek Fam, probably the second half is where we start seeing them. Sure, you just want to qualify for the playoffs, but if you can get some extra bucks from getting first place, I think they would go for it. This is where Geek Fam starts to come online, and it is also it's also fair for us to call an apple. Like if they don't perform, then I don't think they're saving stress anymore, because you gotta go for those placements.
Yeah, fair enough, man. Fair enough. And with the kills that they have been able to take, you mentioned Axel. He did manage to get onto the leaderboards in terms of damage for sure, right? I mean, first of all, he is the top fragger of the competition at this very moment. A total of 23,624 damage done so far by him. And the only one that trails him is Exact. And yes, although Exact may have the better stats in terms of headshots, we definitely see way more highlight reels from Axel. And Axel, he really doesn't play on getting those shots accurately. He most of the time plays ways for his placements and catches these players out in the open yard as they run for cover, as they are crossing to, save themselves from the safe zone. And that opportunistic nature of Axel is exactly what puts Auto Knockout at the very top at this very moment. Quite surprised to see Blacklist International still surviving, by the way.
Yeah, they are one of the teams that are who are skill survivors. I think to add on top of the comparison between EXO and Exac is that both of them play the same role, right? They are the snipers. During MCP, we see Exac a lot. Exac is the opportunist. He's the one who finds those shots. And I think EXO that time was kind of overshadowed because of how overall Steady Squad were not really up to par, right? Compared to the other teams out there. But now EXO, with his new team, with Auto Knockout, he was given the freedom to do what he wants, and his teammates were able to supplement that performance. So when you look at EXO, he is just a bit more active compared to Exac, in my opinion.
Yeah, and whether and that's the problem. That is my whole problem with the theory, and that was the reason as to why I came up with this theory, right? The fact of the matter is, GeekFam's just not active. And GeekFam's actively not looking for kills. GeekFam's actively staying away from engagements, which is just so peculiar for this squad, man. They represented Malaysia for a reason, right, at the world stage. They've got exactly what it takes. And yes, you are right. We can call a spade in terms of when they don't go in there and perform. We might be able to call it out, but it's just the fact that it is surprising to see them move in this particular manner. It's surprising to see them not be more aggressive in these games. It's surprising to see them not experiment more. And that actually pleases me to a certain state because it shows the quality of Malaysia. It shows how much we have improved from the last time these teams met each other.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a fair point, right? Because it feels like, if you look at MCP, GeekFam, they're just running around killing everyone else. But now, you can see the level of respect GeekFam is giving to the competition, and at the same time, because of how other teams have been, showing up big time, GeekFam does not have the same amount of freedom that they had during MCP. Hence, we are seeing a GeekFam that is a bit more reserved, but for a good reason, because you don't want to end up being a team that gets wiped, at the end of the day. It will take some time, you gotta condition. Like, even I feel like, GeekFam feels a bit slow, but that's just shows how other teams have been catching up. Like you said, the growth is very substantial for the other squads as well.
Yeah, and even the growth within FFMC itself is super clear. Look at the number of squads that are still alive as we approach the 4th zone in here, right? And, they just know each other so well. They're staying away from all of these engagements, but off screen is going to be Lemon as well as Roy, dropping the ladies one after the other. Baby Boo just a little bit left on her, but she will get dropped as well. Auto Knockout onto the sleigh, and one final lady will get taken down, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and that might just be it for the run. The ladies will no longer be able to move forth. Auto Knockout, not a squad they can walk away from. But as I say that, I believe one lady is far away, and she might be running.
She has to run. Yeah, it's Mary. Come on, you're counting the ladies out. A bit too early. Mary is still alive. Mary is still alive in the circle. In fact, I think she just made it in. They have to continue moving though. And that is something that the ladies have to make do with. Although there is one squad that got knocked out, I missed it unfortunately. Secret movement against Endzone MY. Freedom Rebel also chiming in, so Endzone MY kind of caught between two different teams, and this is a horrible spot to be in because you are trapped kind of at the middle of the hill with two teams shooting at you and the circle closing in. It's gonna be tough, but Secret Movement have to go through that and look at who is in the circle. It's the Holy Trinity: Blacklist International, GeekFam, and Sam9, all sharing the same safe zone.
Absolute nonsense. How are these guys already there, man? They are comfortably fighting it off. And on the other hand, Secret Movement, unfortunate with the positioning right now. Like you've mentioned already, right? Stuck between Endzone MY as well as the blue zone. And in 4 seconds, they need to start moving in. Endzone MY, on the other hand, is just going to gatekeep the whole of auto knockout. Although I don't know how smart that action is, because Yat and his absolute Kobe throws is definitely going to shine once again.
And he's already forcing everyone from M Zone MY back. Freedom Rumble now, forced to fight Geek Fam, and those glue walls is where M Zone MY are, camping, but the fast kill might just run at them. And a Secret Movement, might just start running at them, and that's gonna be the case with the blue zone pushing everyone out. Someone has to go down, and Arcade tries to go Grand Theft Auto, but that is not how you make it out of the blue zone. Cloud does get a down, but you can see the blue zone just taking everyone out. So collateral damage, left, right, and center. Blacklist International taken out by Freedom Rumble. Geek Fam still pretty much healthy as AKO will slowly start to, ascend up this hill and try to get into the safe zone, because the safe zone favors Sam9 a bit more.
Yeah, excellent support play there by Roy, making sure Lemon does not die on him. They need the numbers to make it to the next zone. It is going to be a red zone XPG right there in front. I don't know if or not we will be able to see Red Shoot take them out, because Red Shoot will be a little bit busy. What a play with the grenade launcher, just snuffing out AKO. It's gonna be 5 kills on the board so far. Freedom Rumble on towards their right. Geek Fam looking to pull the Juggernaut victory, just like what Dash Buddy said. The back-to-back-to-back. Sem9 taking those shots up against Shoyu, who will be able to back away into this house and heal himself. Sem9, they do have the next zone. Geek Fam will have to ask these questions, and when they do, they will be out in the open. One vehicle there, though. I don't know if Geek Fam will go in to use that. Exec gets a knock onto Zal, and then it will be the back-to-back support that comes through. Red Shoot XPG has been eliminated.
But Geek Fam, they have to worry about Freedom Rumble as well, because Freedom Rumble, they are coming in hard. The whole squad's still alive, and they've been pushing in from the northern side the entire time. And we get the 3 Titans fighting it out in the final circle. What a fitting way to close out the first day of this fresh shuffle. They had the grenade launcher on the side of Geek Fam, so Sam9 has to be really careful. But Shoyu gets outgunned by Zen OP. They have the time turner, but the blue zone is going to force Geek Fam in. But RP just runs straight at Zen. He does not give a damn. Sem9 has their own grenade launcher in the form of Newbie, so Newbie has to try and clutch this out. Hunting knocked down by a vehicular explosion, but Arpis again running straight at Sem9, and this is the final showdown. Exec just down, dragged from afar. Oh, the sniper is still pretty deadly. Exec is gonna get a second one as well onto Arpam, and it seems like Geek Fam is looking for that first booyah to start off the new shuffle. It will be a bloody bloodbath, but Geek Fam stands tall, and Geek Fam takes that first win.
Oh, this is the exact opposite of what we may have witnessed at the MCP Major, where the shuffle might have just put a lot more power in the titans of the competition. Geek Fam picking up that booyah to start off week 3. Super solid the way they did it as well, Husky. The number of kills that they managed to bag for themselves towards that final zone as well should more than definitely put them above that 20-point mark with this booyah.
Absolutely. And with this one win, Geek Fam, it's actually too early to say that they have awakened and they've came back to take the crown, but it does set the narrative for this shuffle. Maybe it's what they've been looking for, right? First half, it's kind of just them dipping the toes in the water, but now second half is where things start to get real. And I think that booyah is gonna put them in top 3 if I'm not mistaken. So one more win and suddenly you might see Geek Fam at the top.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
What did you think of the victory?
I was sort of expecting it actually, because from what I saw, I told you guys earlier, like Group A, it was just dominating. Like Group A was just very easy pickings in my opinion for Geek Fam. It was mostly like the newer teams there, and then compared to Group B, who are, yes, they are actually the giants, but they're all like stacked together. So we saw a lot of battle of the titans this time around, but we didn't see Blacklist survive too long. They got 9th place this time. So I was honestly so surprised. I think FRU was the one who brought them down. Actually, FRU is looking really scary right now. I'm not gonna lie.
It should be the numbers game that managed to catch up with them eventually, right? Freedom Rumble with the full squad catching them in that house. It was a great play to move into that final zone first, although they could have played it slightly more tactically. But, it's easier said than done because when you're out there in the open, when you don't move in to the zone earlier, you've got your own problems as well, where you get caught out in a battle, just like what happened to Endzone MY as well as Auto Knockout, right? That should have been a fight Auto Knockout could have taken well, but unfortunately, that's what it is, and that's how it breaks down when you end up fighting outside of the zone.
Yes, actually, I mean, for those at home who are, more angry at your favorite teams for not winning, there was actually something someone said. I don't know if you might remember Danley from MCP Majors, right? She said to me, there's two ways of looking at a match. Whereas the perspective of the caster, perspective on an in-game, very, very different thought process goes through. The way you play is also very unpredictable. So yes, you can actually just guess what's going on, but you can never really know the outcome. So, it's always still best to kind of like, not get too mad when your favorite team doesn't win or does a misplay. But honestly, let's talk a little bit about some of the things. I'm just really curious. Oh, let's go to replay first, actually. There are some things I want to ask you guys, so I think it should be answered here. So let's have a look here in this replay. See, this is Blacklist International against which team is that? I can't really see.
Secret Move.
What happened here? What happened here?
I mean,
as usual, man. Yeah, sorry, go on.
they just dropped into the same zone and someone had to go. And it was Blacklist International. But to be very fair, they survived fairly long despite a slow start. So I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, it was really unlucky for Blacklist International right now. Getting, that happened early. The RNG was not in their favor. But look at this. Look at how 7-9 play this. Like, I love the way how they move, how they turn around quickly, drop things, how they're not afraid to rush in. Definitely one of the greatest things about this team. So, Husky, why don't you kind of like tell me what's going on in this one?
This one was AKO swarming ladies, and the only reason AKO ended up in this ladies compound was because of the circle, right? They had to come in, and of course AKO, they had the superior firepower, so unfortunately for ladies, it was kind of an early exit for them. Nothing much can be done, but we're also looking at Geek Fam, one of the few teams that made it into the circle early, and the best part is they got probably the best compound for Exact to show what he is made of.
They really did. I was looking at it now, and I was like, wait, Geek Fam was already there? Wait, what? And then I heard at the same time, AJ was like, what is this nonsense? How are they already there? And I was just like laughing. AJ, why don't you tell me what's happening here?
Yeah, Geek Fam, unfortunately, just the better side. They managed to catch out the side of 7-9. And Newbie, unfortunate with the way he had to take this fight up against Apis. He had the double vectors in hand. And, what happened right after that is the more better part to see exactly how good Geek Fam is, right? The fact of the matter is, Apis knew he was running low on the glue walls, but it is making those split-second decisions. Do you bring out the glue wall and help yourself survive a little longer? Or do you just use the glue walls that are readily available on that battlefield that has already been, brought out by those other players? He did exactly that, and to survive and to play the game to, that minute position was all it took to pick that booyah up for themselves. One single mistake and 7-9 could have gotten that fight.
Exactly. So let's have a look here at the ground standings right now. 24 points for Geek Fam. One of their better games throughout this whole tournament, in my opinion. While they were a little bit more on the quiet side early, but I was very mildly surprised to see that they were keeping all their firepower for toward the end. And honestly, that was such a great thing for them to do, because I guess I don't know whether they were poorly performing before or is this their new thing, but I like it. I really like it. So looking here, Freedom Rumble at second place here with 15 points, and not too far behind is 7-9 with 13. Auto Knockout takes 11th place, only 2 points behind, and Fast Kill with 8. Red Shoot PXG Extreme 7, and Zone Mai with 5. Legend with 4 points. Secret Movement 3. Blacklist International, one of their not too awesome games toward this tournament. They've had worse, honestly. 3 points. Ladies and Seven Fingers, honestly, 0 and 0. Let's talk a little bit about Seven Fingers. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but did you guys notice that every time Seven Fingers plays, Mutu will always be the last man alive? Did you guys notice that?
I was about to point that out. You remember the only highlight that Seven Finger had was from Mutu. Remember his double 180, I don't know, no scope yeah, like that was like the only. That was like their lone highlight reel, and it was from Mutu. And for some reason, he has the highest survivor rate, even though they end up in last place. You know, in a lot of
Yeah.
those events. I
But
don't know.
Mutu himself has done
if-
some crazy kills though. Let's be real here.
It,
Like,
it feels like a thing, you know. It feels like it kind of feels like a seven fingers thing, but it could be just coincidence, right? Somehow he happens to always stay alive.
yeah, I know, but the thing is, even though he would be the last one alive, like if you see there's some really I wouldn't say insane, but really funny plays from Mutu. And you know, even though Seven Fingers doesn't, you know, stay toward the end, I just want to see more Mutu. Like he's honestly like one of my favorite players right now because he's just so funny the way he plays.
You know, there is something that we have what the audience want to see as well, not just us as well as Mutu. Some giveaway code stash.
Yes, that's right. So let's have a look here at the giveaway codes. For today, we're having the 2x Flame AK box. And honestly, this looks hella lit. Like, it looks like a flaming dragon. Flame box, get it? Flame box, flame dragon. So look down here.
I didn't
for
notice.
the code.
Well,
You know, maybe some people
Thanks.
didn't.
thanks for
Oh my
pointing it
God.
out. I did not know flame is a red color. I always thought it was blue. You know, like maybe.
I thought it was green.
Wow. I don't want to talk about green. I was having some really bad flashbacks to my green screen. We had some trouble with that this morning. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's not talk about that. But for now, let's talk a little bit more about that thing. I just want to ask you guys something. I don't know. I've played some Free Fire now and then, but I've never seen that tiny gun that you can shoot your teammates with that heals people. Is that new? Is that new?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, I've seen it being used a couple of times. I wouldn't be able to give you the exact date as to when it was dropped in the game. You are putting us on a spot here, Dash, but it is okay,
Oh,
right?
no.
But I rarely use it because, number one, I'm a terrible teammate. Number two, I usually die first.
Oh
Yes.
wow! I mean, I'm glad that you realized that about yourself. I've played with some reviewers before. I would just hop into game and then some people would just invite me. And there was one time I was playing with these guys and they were like, Tash just keeps getting sniped, and they were like, just leave her. That was just so simple. That was the fifth time they had to pick me up. I heard them in the voice chat, just leave her.
I'm not gonna lie. Like if you get knocked down 5 times in a single game, you probably deserve to be left behind because like the more you get down, the faster you bleed out. Right? At one point, it's just not even worth it anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
if something was about to go down, we can just hang you out to dry, and then we run for it, you know, and then we just make a run.
Unfortunately,
Yes.
all I took away from what Husky said is Tash is just not worth the trouble. But, but ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, apart from us burning each other on live stream, you know, we've got the teams who have come in here and tried to shine. Geek Fam managing to come up on top. My main question is, are they finally choosing to step up, or is this, you know, the kryptonite theory that we're talking about? Is this the shake-up that is going to be putting some of these teams right up there at the top? For example, Geek Fam.
Right. Okay, so for now, let's see if he was right. And let's go into our second match of the day. Bermuda, Group A versus Group B. Good luck and have fun. Take it away, boys.
Thank you very much, Tash. Awesome as always, man. I woke up today. Feeling a bit. It feels like a slower day for me, but I didn't know that we are going in that hot. Towards Tash. But regardless of that, you know, Bermuda.
I thought you were going to support her, man. I thought you were like
No,
in like Tash Bunny's side.
Yeah.
today.
I feel a bit bad that I felt like I went back on my word. You know, yesterday I showed unequivocal support, you know, and care for our host. But I suddenly came to realize that if sometimes it's good to roast everyone around me. It invigorates me a bit. But that's my quota for today. I will now go back and support Tash after game 2. I know she's listening. Just know that I love you a lot. But we'll see if Geek Fam can take this, you know, like second game of the day.
And let's see if we're not, 7G can kind of avoid us roasting them. We want to be able to see more from the team. We want to see Yim G. We want to see Lee Mok as well as Zik. But, I really wouldn't mind seeing more highlight reels from Muthu. I believe he definitely deserves it. Auto knockout moving on to Cape Town as they realize that, quite a number of squads wanting to share the same zone with them. And good on them that they decided to do that because they might have just gotten stuck with Legend as well as Red Shoot. Red Shoot not receiving the better end of this deal here, SK.
No, definitely not. These early fights can be really brutal because you won't have any medkits, you won't have any utilities to work with, and you can see XT. He is, Science. He is already darn low. So one more stray bullet can really bring him down. And for Richard, the thing about this situation is that you can't really run anywhere. You are forced to fight.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the ways to take this is you have to be the first one to get those shots off because one building there's not going to be enough resources for everyone. You probably would have guns on like one or two guys, and everyone else only has their fists. So what do you do in that situation? You gotta send those people with the guns in the front line, and the rest they have to find a way to get out. Exo though from AKO is gonna find that first, but of course it's him, and it's going to be onto ladies as well.
Mayma getting dropped early on. Anish trying to run away as quick as her little feet can carry her. Oh, it wasn't quick enough as she gets taken out, knocked onto the ground. But her two team members, Mary as well as Baby Boo, they continue their run. They are not waiting. This is a situation of Tash on the battlefield.
Okay. Stop beating her. She's dead.
Legend is still doing good as they manage to snuff out the opposition right in front of them, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls. And it looks like Red Shoot will have to come in and try to shoot some opponents later on as they have been eliminated. And, a great start for the Legends here. We have emphasized as to how the difference compared to week 1 and week 2 were the number of kills that they've managed to pick up for themselves. And they start off week 3 picking these kills up. Very, very essential. And we might just be able to see them solidify the top 12 position today, Husky.
Yeah, absolutely. For top 12 is that honestly not that hard. I think if we look at the overall team stats, where's Legend at? Legend is in 12th place, right? And then after that is Endzone, MY. Yeah. But they are just 6 points away. Six points apart. Yeah, that was by the end of week 2. So we are not calculating the first match just yet. But even then, judging by how the first match went, there are just a few points apart. And all it takes is just Enzo to have one decent game, and they can make it in the top 12. And from that point onwards, it's just maintaining in that top 12 to qualify for playoffs.
And, well, let's see if or not, just the bare minimum is enough for them. They have managed to put themselves in a great position in here so far by proving that they can take these kills, that they can pick those points up through those kills, but it's just not going to be enough because although they do have the most number of kill points in comparison to the other teams from the 13th all the way down to the 18th position, they still, are one of the lowest fragging squads in the whole competition overall. So, it's just not enough, right? So it's good. The direction where they are heading in is great, but they definitely need to step it up if they want to secure a definite confirmed position in the grand finals for themselves. And, if they keep up with this sort of a pressure whenever they come across these teams early on in the game, I believe they will be able to do exactly that, Husky.
Yeah, and I believe so as well. If you look at the numbers, it's pretty evident that the teams who aren't really performing too well, who don't really have the best of standings in the entire leaderboard, are the teams who don't have frags, are the teams who are not getting much kills. Sure, the placement points looks very nice. They have like 70 points, 60 points, but the kills is just a fraction of that. So it really further emphasizes how important having those kills is.
Yeah, check out Factory, man. I mean, Geek Fam is exiting it, moving on towards Fast Kill. And Team Fast Kill will most definitely be happy to take this fight on. But I don't know if or not that's a great idea for them. End Zone MY needs to be a little careful because Auto Knockout can go in here for some hunt. And they might be able to find those early kill points that they are most definitely hungry for. Looking at the fact that Sem9 would have most definitely put themselves in that number 1 position after bagging that crazy game earlier.
Geek Fam, Pochinock is probably one of the hot spot, I would say. I think a lot of teams do love to drop by. Thankfully, this town is big enough, so even though we saw Fastkill on that radar, they are not going to engage Geek Fam, and nor does Geek Fam know of their presence, which is kind of nice. The fact that this is just like the second circle. It's not even the second. Well, technically it's not even the second circle yet. The blue zone is still closing in. It's probably going to remain in the center. We did catch a glimpse of how it is just now. So Fastkill, they've already moved far away from where Geek Fam was. Geek Fam will do the same.
I'm very shocked. I'm very surprised. Geek Fam, this is definitely a different squad mentality compared to last week. They are moving so swiftly in towards each and every single zone, very carefully as well. This is classic Geek Fam, if you ask me. They have not gone in for that fight against FSK, although they could have taken it quite easily. They want to assure, they want to guarantee themselves yet another booyah. We might be able to see history being set in FFMC if these guys want to step it up. Legend, on the other hand, quite easily running away from trouble there.
Yeah, I think it was Freedom Rumble who were giving them some hard time. So I said, understandable. I don't think they were in the best position to take a fight, and there's not really a need for them to do so as well. Blacklist International was a team that did not have the best start, but they've been here before, so it's not too big of a surprise. But just now, when we look at the map, we did see something very interesting. If you draw a triangle, you will have the top 3 teams. Well, not the top 3 teams, but the 3 titans in a at each corner. We saw Semnai on one side, the northern side. We saw Blacklist International on the southeastern side, and also we saw Geek Fam where they are right now, and towards the western area. I think if they kind of converge into the center, they will run into each other. But Blacklist is definitely closer to Semnai around peak. That is where Geek Fam is also nearby as well.
Yeah, and look at Freedom Rumble coming through as well. That was the team that eliminated the side of Blacklist International in the earlier match. Definitely not a position Blacklist International wants to get stuck in, because we know Sem9 will take these aggressive maneuvers early on. They are not too shy from taking the early fights, but taking that fight will definitely put Blacklist in a lot of trouble, because Freedom Rumble will not think twice jumping in for a quick third party on them, and it's going to be Fastkill right in front of Geek Fam, facing off a couple of nade against Apis. Not something that Fastkill will be too concerned, but that nade will be enough warning. Fastkill will back away from this position, leaving Geek Fam all alone now.
Yeah, just let them do their job. Let's let them be. But Geek Fam do have
sorry,
the high
bro.
ground.
Sorry, bro. Not coming, bro. It's okay. You all carry on, bro.
Yeah. But Geek Fam, they do have the high ground, and you know what that means? They will have Exec can do his usual job. This is pretty common. I think Geek Fam is one of those few teams where you give them a decent vantage point, they will feel really comfortable. But they are not really at the top just yet. Now the 2 teams at the top, Blacklist International and Sem9, and I think Geek Fam is pretty content with having this being at the middle of the hill. I think moving up right now is not going to give them too much advantage, since there's not much cover. The available ones were already taken by other teams.
Yeah, Fastkill, Team Fastkill, they will be thanking the good Lord for that nade from Geek Fam, because, if at all that warning shot had not come through, that might have just been an all-out battle. And looking at the position that Geek Fam was in, that's just an open field, barely enough cover. Glue walls would have definitely been expended, and getting caught out with a battle like that, it's not going to serve either squad right, if at all there is another team, approaching that situation. 7 fingers with the side of Mutu, Yimji, Limok, as well as Zik. might get snuffed out here. Right in front of them stands Secret Movement, who were able to take out 2 members of Blacklist International earlier.
Oh yeah, and while Secret Movement running into Seven Fingers, and we are probably gonna see something interesting. I think they know where Fikri is. Good nade. Just tags him ever so slightly, and yeah, that's gonna flush him out. Oh, Lima gets ready. I like that. That's the first kill, and Akif, kind of into panic mode. Seven Fingers, they just pull the trigger. Running straight at Secret Movement. Great vector spray onto Zeke. Not Zeke, onto Secret Movement. Akif's gonna get down. Great blue wall, but Zeke still gets taken out. The rest of Seven Fingers coming in. Oh, MG getting blown up by the nade mid-air. It's gonna be finished off by Yat, and we know when Yat is alive, you have to be really careful. Seven Fingers, though, they can still do this. Coming in from behind, and they take out Secret Movement. What a move from Seven Fingers.
Oh, but off screen, I believe Freedom Rumble is taking a fight up against Team Fastkill, and there is another third party in that situation as well. So curious to take a peek at that. But, shining the spotlight on Seven Fingers, that might have just been one of their best fights of the competition thus far. But, one of those points that we have, spewed and discussed and just thrown out so many times now is the point of consistency. All the consistency that we've been able to see from Seven Fingers thus far is of them getting dropped. Will this be the moment where things just turn around for them? I mean, to be able to take a fight against Secret Movement like that is a great start for sure.
Oh yeah, that's gonna give them a bit of a confident morale boost. Though I do think, I hate to be critical, but I feel like that could have been, a clean 4-0. They didn't have to lose CMG, but it's a good start. They still managed to make their first move, and Kai, what a shot, and that was from behind. Wiz had no idea where those shots were coming from, and Fastkill losing the second member. They lost boys early on. I'm not sure to which team, but now they have more than just one squad to worry about. They have a Legends to be concerned of. They have Endzone that might pushing them, and their Freedom Rumble right on the northern side. This is a horrible spot for Fastkill to be in, and Endzone about to crash into that compound.
Now, Endzone in a sticky situation here. All they have is the vantage point of the corner of the hill, and that will provide them enough, cover just so that they can dip away from the side. Spark now gonna get caught out in the open, but wow! He still manages to take down Nano. Case coming in for that fight. Is he gonna get taken down as all? Well, Spark doing really well. Manages to get the delete onto Nano. Case will be able to heal himself right back up, but very badly played by Endzone. And why? As Cloud gets dropped by Orin from afar.
Oh my goodness. Endzone, well, finally dropped Spark, but damage has been done. Legend decides it's a good time to chip in, as Orin will make sure the Cloud goes down once more, and he goes down cold. Legend just not really missing those opportunities, as Endzone MY, they only wanted to go for fast kill, but Legend steps in without the official invitation, and Endzone can only settle with just one. And they lose two in the process. This is not a good trade.
I absolutely love what I'm seeing. The fact of the matter is, it is Legend that's picking up all of these important kills that we have been emphasizing on from the start of the day. They definitely deserve the highlight reel based on how, iffy their start was in the competition and how much they've managed to improve. Step by step, they will be able to increase their tenacity in these games. But will it be anywhere as close as these two squads that are about to take this fight on? It is going to be the side of 7-9 as well as Geek Fam, but off screen, it will be one of the Legends taking down a player from Ladies, I believe, that name. Or was that Seven Fingers?
I feel like it's Ladies. I actually missed that as well. But 7-9, Zen is gonna do some scouting duty with that monster truck. It's pretty durable. Yeah, and it's Ladies. Yeah, Seven Fingers taking out Ladies. Lima with a good nade. But the blue zone closing in means that Geek Fam, they are forced to run into the circle, and if they do that, they're gonna run straight into 7-9. So Geek Fam, they might have to sack some of their members. Haziq does get down. The rest of Geek Fam makes it in to peak. Baby Blue becomes last members of Ladies to be knocked out, and Ladies will be out in 10th place. Geek Fam, unfortunately, they make it into the safe zone, but they do have to sacrifice, I believe, Haziq. So yeah, Geek Fam not gonna be in full force for the final few phases.
Deleted already. Hazik's not going to be too happy about that at all. The best sharpshooter that they have on their side, but they still have got their killing machine Exact in the game. At the moment, the only one behind Axel with 32 kills as we started off week 3. Let's see if or not that will be enough for them. Auto knockout right in front of the Legends, who have already secured 7 kill points for themselves in this competition so far. One of the best legendary runs by Team Legend so far, SK.
Oh yeah, 7 kills. I actually did not notice that, but a lot of that it came from the earlier encounter at the very start, and also came from all those snipes that they got, right? All those steals that Legend were able to pull off. Which at this point, if you play dirty and you get those points, why not? Because no, this is a battle royale. It's a survival of the fittest. But now, Seven Fingers, they are getting gatekept by Sam9. And actually, Sam9, because of how they made it into the circle, they are in a pretty good spot. Seven Fingers taking on Sam9 head on. Legend about to rush in, and it's against Blacklist International. This is a huge fight if they can get it. Baby just gonna blow down that glue wall. They need a bit more firepower for that. Time Turner's gonna buy a bit of time, but Blacklist International will retaliate. Orin running straight at Clans, and he actually pounds in. Orin just runs through the Time Turner, but backup is there. Seven Fingers gets knocked out off screen. Legend already lose 2 of their members, but they can do a bit more. And Baby wants to make a difference. He is running straight at Blacklist International. Baby is down, and Blacklist proves that they are just a better team. Manflank wipes out Legend, and now Endzone MY will chip in. AKO as well. They're gonna clean up and finish off what Legends could not do.
Oh, Legends, what have they started? And this is something Blacklist International will not be able to come out of in a good position. Endzone MY with Freedom Rumble right there in front of them. Blacklist International, as I say that, they get eliminated. And there are 5 more squads left on the field. Geek Fam still alive and kicking. Sem9 super strong, full squad, still taking those shots up. And it's going to be the side of Sem9 with Miro here. 4 kills on the board so far. And the house right in front of them with Endzone MY. So many of those players, and they do manage to get rid of Exact, and Geek Fam is off the table. Freedom Rumble will be able to drop behind, but they don't get the kills. It is Sem9 that manages to pick all of these players up.
Yeah, Sem9, AKO, and Freedom Rumble, and we see, 2 of the top 3 teams in the circle. Freedom Rumble gets taken now. It's gonna be the top 2. Who's gonna get that first place by the end of this round? Axel still alive. Great knockdown. Lemon by the play zone. This is not good for Sem9. They have to try and make case into that safe zone. And Roy with the double back to the Kimbo. It's gonna go to work. Oh, goes into Time Turner to get a knockdown. And now it's down to him and Mr. D. And it's all going to be just one final fight. Mr. D circling around that glue wall. Axel with that sniper. He's on the outskirts. The 2 versus 1. Can Mr. D hold on? The blue zone doesn't tag onto him just yet, so he has some space to work with. But once he leaves this, he's got to start fighting, and there's not much time to work with. Mr. D needs to find an entry right now, and AKO knows this. They will just play from 2 different angles. Mr. D is just in the corner, and he'll be taken out. Sem9 cannot stand, and AKO maintains that first place finish.
What a play as auto knockout pull it right back towards themselves, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. They are shooting up for that number 1 spot, not allowing Sem9 anywhere close to it. Axel too fast, Sadewa, Lemon as well as Roy. We don't really see Sadewa performing that much, but it doesn't matter because whatever we see out of knockout, auto knockout so far has just been enough, Husky.
Yeah, AKO continues to dominate, and they continue to show us why they should be feared. And this is one of the few circumstances where, yeah, sure, Geek Fam is a really great team. They should be in first place, but guess who's showing up? AKO. And now they are, if they can put themselves in first place and still maintain it with their performance and show us it's not a fluke, I am convinced that we have more than just one Geek Fam in this tournament. So AKO, great round as always. As we welcome back our lovely host as always, Tash Bunny.
That ending though, what? That was so good. That match was actually one of the better ones. The first one was very slow. This one, much better. We're seeing some consistent kills. We saw Seven Fingers try to step it up. Guys, what was that? They tried to do something.
They tried to do something.
Annihilated. No, they still finished Secret Movement. That's a big thing.
It is, right? It is. And I don't know if or not that is enough, though. But it's definitely a great start.
Yes, it is a great start.
Yeah, sometimes you get these fights and RNG helps you a little bit, and panic helps you a little bit, not on your side, on the opponent's side, and they take it in the bag.
I believe in the power of Seven Fingers. I believe in Mutu. I believe in Mutu.
Mutu has just
Okay.
gained a fan.
I'm a huge Mutu fan. Like, you guys can say it like, I don't know why, but I have never felt such a, I don't know, like, I'm
What?
so interested in them. They're just so interesting,
They
so
are.
interesting.
They
Let's
are.
look
I
at
mean,
the
what
replay.
I find the most interesting about Seven Fingers is the fact that they go through 2 weeks picking up almost no kills, right? I mean, 6 kills from all of those matches, absolutely
I know.
abysmal. And when they drop into this game, they pick quite honestly 50% of what they've gotten so far already in one game. So it's impressive. But it's not enough, though, Tash.
I'm freaking out. Look at this one. This is one, guys. Look at this. Oh my god. What is this? Look at this. Look at Zip. Look how he was so fearless. Look. He wasn't even scared. Look at that.
It
Like
was a
back to the
well-played.
back. That was so
Yeah.
good. Like they just like played around them. They didn't even know where they were coming from. Like secret Seven Fingers. Like they thought like we were bottom feeders. No. We'll show y'all who's the boss. We'll show y'all who's the boss. And here we go.
Yeah, we definitely witnessing Tash going becoming a fanatic for the team, and I agree. Seven Fingers stepping it up. It was also the play that I felt like could have been a bit cleaner, but I'm not going to be that guy and be like, you can do better, because that is a
Right
good
after
start.
he is that guy.
I'm just saying, like compared to what they've shown us, that was pretty darn good.
Yeah, fair enough.
But if you look here, this was the final part here. This was very interesting, 2v1. But AKO just showing everyone, like, yes, sure, their brother team got a new sponsor. Their brother is doing better. But AKO is like, no, just because our brother got a sponsor doesn't mean we can also step up. And they did.
Yeah.
Look at this, 21 points with 9 kills. I mean, they tied with Tem 9 in terms of kill points, 9-9, right?
Mhm.
But the Booyah really helped a lot, though. I'm not gonna lie. 3 points behind. These two teams are just phenomenal. And, it will be crazy to see these two teams, number 1, number 2, just showing how dominating these two teams are, especially since they're under the same organization. So moving on here, we have Legend taking 3rd place this time. 3rd place. We always see them at the bottom. Now they're at the
Dude,
top.
Seven
It's like,
Fingers, 7th place. How often do you see that?
that's so beautiful. This is so beautiful. What is
Seven
this?
Fingers
Enzo!
placing above
Oh,
Geek
no,
Fam.
why?
How often do you see that?
Not often.
And
This is the first time. Wait, hold up. End zone. What the hell were they on today? Dude, you know how they were? They were just like Legend going against Blacklist, and they're like, ho, let's see these two teams fight. Wait. Oh no, let's kill them. 3rd party. Wait, FRU over there. Let's just like them, and they did. They totally did. It's beautiful. I am loving seeing these bottom teams go up there. Like, go teams! Show them that you're not bottom feeders!
Oh my god.
He seems to have excited Tash Bunny
Yeah,
a lot.
let
Husky.
me.
Actually,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
just
have-
be real here. I just had like some coffee, so
I'm just gonna say, I think our producers are they're in the production room, and they're watching this, and they're just like, this is probably the most chaotic one yet, the most chaotic set yet. Though I am surprised that Geek Fam did not get a single kill. I thought that they had something at least,
no, they
but
didn't.
and this is also a show of why kills are important. Seven Fingers, they
Yes.
finished with only 3 points in placements, but they got 4 kills. I think they got like a full wipe, right? So they got a full wipe on the
Yeah.
secret movement, and boom, they have more points than Geek Fam. It is not really
Exactly.
significant in the bigger scheme, but considering how Seven Fingers.
It adds up.
Yeah,
because when
like-
you add the kills to the placement points, it really worth it. I think what Geek Fam was trying to do was what they were trying to do earlier, where they just survive as long as they can before they go all in. But the thing is,
Mhm.
that's also not a good thing. It's a pros and cons to that. That yes, you do get the placement points, but you miss out on the extra little, little food. I guess if you want to say it, it's like going to a buffet and just having carbs and not having the best parts of the side.
Maybe
know
they're
what
on a
I'm
diet. Maybe they don't want to eat.
Well, the diet is not helping them win, sir.
Yeah, and that's my point. That's the point that I've been putting
They
forth
need
throughout
to
the
have
whole
the whole
competition.
buffet.
They
They
don't
need to
want
have
to
the whole
eat.
buffet.
Yeah,
They
they
have
want to be able to save a little bit of space in their tummies for the grand finals, and I
That's
feel like
actually smart.
yeah.
Maybe they were like, okay. Going back to AJ's little thing earlier, like you said, like they were just not showing like their full potential. Like, what if they were like, just now they were like, oh my god, I think we kind of showed too much. Let's kind of like
Yeah.
press the brakes a little bit. I mean, you've seen The Incredibles, right? Where the son was like running and the mom's like, take second place. What if that's happening? You don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Husky, what do you think, man? I mean, what are your opinions? I mean, do you think that it is possible? Because clearly, you are the one with the most experience in terms of seeing the performance out of Geek Fam. And, if anything, the point that we usually stress on, consistency, they are the epitome of consistency. They want it, they go out there, they get it. But this clearly isn't consistent. I mean, at one point, they are at the top, and then another point, they are 0 kills. Geek Fam, 0 kills, something's wrong here, bro.
I mean, I don't blame them. Again, it goes back to just how other teams have been improving and how other teams have been just performing better, right? So now if I see Geek Fam at the bottom, I'll be like, yeah, the other teams are just getting better. So Geek Fam has to step
Very
up.
optimistic.
That is my conclusion. No, that is my
You
conclusion.
don't,
I
you're
don't think
not
they're
a
hiding anything.
conspiracy theorist. You're not
No,
a
I
conspiracy
don't-
theorist. So you
I
don't
don't think
believe
they're hiding
aliens
anything.
exist. So for now, let's go to break while we talk a little bit more about these conspiracy theories. I'll see you guys in a bit.
Mereka terpaksa keluar dari kawasan ini. Muncul tembakan dan cukup mantap sekali. Okey, tertebak sedikit. Lagi. Cuba untuk dimajukan di situ. Tembakan demi tembakan dua dan telah pun dimajukan di situ. Ini adalah taktik dia yang cukup mantap sekali. Cuba dihabiskan. Tapi
UB dan kita dah AKO di tempat yang ketiga. Dan kita lihat Step 9 dengan dibagi semua untuk mengasah dengan red shot PNC. Kali ini kita dapat lihat bagaimana red shot biasa dan dirasakan. Dan point. Wah, begitu juga dengan bancai cuba terkeluar. Kita lihat bagaimana lockdown diberikan. Kita lihat 3 bola saja lagi yang tinggal sekarang ini. Dan itulah dia quadra kill daripada Tufan. Adakah Boom akan dilepaskan kena Boom? Dua knockdown. Mantap sekali Boom dilepaskan oleh Yan. Dapat 2, dapat 3. Satu lagi yang di make all star dalam.
welcome back to FFMC 2021 Week 3, Day 1. Damn, it's already been Week 3, guys. Well, I haven't been hanging out with you guys for 3 whole weeks. I mean, like, this is like, what, second day? Oh my... but I just want to say something. This is something I forgot to bring up earlier. Y'all, I hear y'all, like, talking about me in the stream just because I can't fight back. I see y'all. You all think I'm not listening. I am. But for now, let's talk a little bit.
This is the safest way. It's the safest way to roast you. Okay. Sometimes too difficult to handle.
Yeah, Husky's scared. Husky was scared. I was texting him during the match. And he was like, I'm with you, Tash. I'm with you.
Yeah, I still am. I still am.
Yeah, sure. Don't mess with me on coffee, man. Okay, so we've seen match 1. We've seen match 1 and match 2 for today. We've seen Group A and Group B. We have not seen Group C in action. So after this, we're going to be seeing Group C. So for now, let's have a look at the overall standing on how these Group A and Group B peeps were like today. So let's have a look here and see Auto Knockout still on first place here with 255 points. SM9 not far behind, only 3 points behind actually, with like with the 252. SM9 with 5 booyahs and AKO with 4 now. Geek Fam now back in 3rd place. It's climbing up there with 216 points. Not quite as close as we thought to the 1st and 2nd place. Now, 3 points behind Geek Fam is Freedom Rumble. These two, I feel like Freedom Rumble and Geek Fam are currently on the same, how do I say this? Like even playing field. Like last time in MCP Majors, Freedom Rumble was just didn't even come close. But this time round, like it looks like Geek Fam has met their matches, and this is great. I love drama. Bring on more drama. This is it. Blacklist International dropping down to number 5 today. They still have another 2 more matches to go, so it could be anyone's game. Fast Kill now number 6. Eternal Watch and Learn. We haven't seen them today. I'm super excited to see them on 7th place. Secret Movement now on 8th place with 135 points, and Sorry Roar 131. Another team I'm super excited to see today. For X-Men Expert as well, 124. Legend now climbing up slowly but steadily now on 115 points. Endzone My 12 points, now 108 points. Overdose LT 105. Red Shoot PXG Extreme 96. 83 points goes to STP Son of Gun on 15th place. Ladies 78 points on 16th place. Enigmax All Stars 70 and 7 Fingers now 42. Slowly trying to close the gap there, I see. My favorite team right there. Proud of y'all. Proud of y'all. If you can see here, there are teams that, because we haven't seen some teams play, really excited to see Watch and Learn actually. For X-Men Expert is another team I'm really excited to see as well. Sorry Roar. For teams that we have not seen today, which teams are you guys most excited to see?
Husky, do you want to take this one first? Because my response is a little bit different compared to her question.
Okay, so, excited to see teams that have not played, right?
Yes.
Sorry Roar. Like,
Sorry Roar?
It's them and Eternal Watch and Learn, but I want to see a bit more from Sorry Roar because we know how good Watch and Learn innately are and how good they are compared to when we last saw them during MCP, right? So now I want to see what Sorry Roar has to show us because they are the fresher team and they are keeping up with Eternal Watch and Learn.
Right. AJ?
And for me, I'm not really focusing in on a team. I'm focusing in more on the groupings, right? I want to see what happens when Group A goes up against Group C. Because who are the big dogs in Group A? Very clearly Geek Fam. Apart from Geek Fam, you've got Secret Movement in there who will be able to aggress up forward. But apart from those 2 teams, who else? And then you take a quick peek at Group C. No offense, Group C. But I'm comparing stats against a squad like Geek Fam. This is going to be an all-out feed for these boys. And we might just see them back-to-back booyahs when Group A takes on Group C. And I'm looking forward to see whether or not that happens, or Geek Fam will still drop it.
I think that's why I'm really excited for this one. These are teams we haven't seen play yet. And I just really want to see these teams just like, I'm not saying they have to drop them per se, but I just want to see these teams do more. This is their chance because there's not like a lot of big fish here. It's a big pot of maybe 2 or 3 big fish. they have a chance. They have a better chance. So this is
Yeah.
where it's gonna be. Watch and Learn will be, in my opinion, one of the strongest teams. Geek Fam will have to face up against. So I'm really excited to see that. So for now, let's have a look at our upcoming match, Group A versus Group C. So I'm gonna pass it to you guys, our awesome casters, AJ and Husky. Take it away.
Thank you very, very much, Tash. So, Husky, like I just mentioned, right? Group A versus Group C, that's exactly what we have in front of us right now. The big dogs, man. They are almost non-existent in this particular grouping. Just 2 or 3 big names, opening up the field for, just like what Tash has already specified as well, to pick the kill points up. So the smaller teams or the teams that have not been able to aggress up like Seven Fingers will have an even bigger opportunity. Do you still think that Geek Fam will be able to bag those booyahs with this situation, or do you think that they are all going to get ganged up upon in some way?
I feel like Geek Fam definitely has a chance to bag a lot of points. To a certain extent, you can call it a feast, but I don't think they can get 2 booyahs in a row. I don't think it will be that straightforward,
easy.
right?
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be that easy. Sure, the teams in the Group C is probably like the least menacing group based on numbers alone.
Yeah.
But because of how competitive things are, I don't think Geek Fam is just gonna have a cakewalk. They will still run into a lot of problems. You can say the same for other teams, right? It's kind of like a free-for-all at this point, where all of these teams have equal chances to get the points that they want, and at the same time, Geek Fam will have a chance to extend their lead, but whether they can get that booyah or not, it's kind of a different question, because I still think that the other squads will give them, a heck of a challenge.
Red Shoot is probably going to face off against Overdose in a bit. Let's see if or not that'll happen, because if it does break through in that way, and if the Legends do group back up together, it might just be a possibility that Legends will be the ones that come out of that particular battle, although they don't start it, superior to all of the others, right? They might be able to pick off those skills from afar, just like what we saw in the previous game. It's going to be 4X now taking a couple of shots, and Legends are up to a great start, I would say, almost taking Spade down, but just not able to get him out of the equation just yet, Husky.
Yeah, and I think Legends lost one guy because 4X Spade actually has 1 kill, and or in response by taking down Maru. This is not going to end well for one of these teams, and out in the open it's going to be Oren, so he will be traded back. 4X, wonder if they can get towards Maru, but a good one for Vegeta right across the river, takes out Spade. The rest of 4X, they're pretty close to each other, and if they can avoid the gaze of Vegeta, they should be able to bring their buddies back up, and Goku is on the case. They have to go for Maru first, I believe. He is bleeding low, but the initial knockdown does take a while to kill you off, so there's ample time for him to get both revives in.
Red should be extreme with the showdown that I mentioned earlier. Overdose LT very close towards them at Marble Works, and the question on whether or not Overdose will be able to take this fight as neatly as, some of the encounters that they've had in the game so far. We wish them all the best because they desperately need it, right? They're 3 points behind Endzone MY, who's currently sitting down in that 12th position. And, going to a point which was something that we discussed earlier on as well, Legends would use this day, and it's the best opportunity for them to solidify their top 12, and they've done exactly that. They've moved into the 11th spot right now, just 9 points behind 4X-Men Expert here, Husky.
Oh yeah, I think for X-Men Expert, by the end of week 2 they were in 10th place, right, if I'm not mistaken. But the thing about this team is that we don't really see them too much. No, for X-Men Expert, they are putting those numbers in, maybe because they haven't really gotten their first booyah yet. So, we are not really giving them the credit, the ample amount of credit they probably do deserve. But I would honestly say if there's a team other than Sorry Roar, I think 4X-Men Expert will be the other squad that has a good chance of running away with good games. I know we have Anix Max All-Star playing as well, but they are still kind of like at the bottom 4, so a lot is to be proven.
But there's a problem with that fact, isn't it? Because the fact of the matter is, we've seen and highlighted Endzone MY, ladies, Enigmax All-Star, Seven Fingers, more than we've touched on 4X-Men Expert. But it's not like they are not really getting a lot of these skills. They are doing fairly, well in terms of their points on the board so far. They are keeping to your advice. They are not really that far. The differential between their placement scores as well as their killing scores, they're not that far apart. They are doing exactly what it takes to maintain their top 12 in here. But I guess just not enough to steal our attention as well as hearts, because, a lot of the fights that they have taken thus far are a little bit more on the careful side, isn't it? They're not very adventurous at all.
But it did put them in decent positions, which is pretty impressive. It takes a lot of guts to run in guns blazing, but it also takes a lot of patience and discipline to be strategic and tactical enough and find those kills and be that opportunist. It's something that we see a lot from players like Excel or XZac. But I guess you can say the same for the teams that we're looking on our screen right now. Overdose LT running straight into the red shoot.
Oh, and they will be able to stand tall for a little bit. The shots will be coming through and they'll pull out the time turner. All of the players still surviving, but the showdown has started. Flank will be able to get away, but the players from Red Shoot are on fast approaching. Zol's right in front of him, and Flank might be able to get the first takedown. Double vectors in hand. The players from Overdose LT, they are out in the open. A lot of the glue walls are being expended on their end, which puts them in a very, very sticky situation here. I highly doubt they will be able to take a fight unless they can close the gap without expending too many of these glue walls here, Husky.
Oh, yeah. Was that Red Shoot, right? So,
yeah.
Red Shoot, they want to commit onto Overdose LT, which, to me, honestly, is fine. I feel like Red Shoot has a better control of the compound. They have more space to work with, and Overdose LT are in the back foot. But Red Shoot, they just get into the truck. What was that move? What was the intention? Maybe they want to relocate, but they've lost two guys. And Overdose LT just takes advantage of that movement and punishes Red Shoot for it. And now with Red Shoot caught out in the open and a man disadvantage, Overdose LT can just overwhelm them. Skyzo finds the third one, and Sans is going to go down as well. Overdose LT with a very, very clean punish.
I absolutely love what Overdose LT pulled off there. Absolute perfection in terms of determining exactly what it was going to be needed to close the gap as well as snuff out their opponents. Well, the strategy was just wait and see exactly what your opponents do, because Overdose clearly had the compound. They didn't really need to aggress. Red Shoot, on the other hand, it was such a risky maneuver for them. They didn't really have much cover. To take the fight, they needed to expand all of, the glue walls that they had in hand. There was no grenades for them to go in and toss as well. It was just such a weak fight. But of course, as we switch our attention over to Seven Fingers, Yim G will be able to snuff out Kachi. SCP Son of Guns, they have not been able to shine as bright as they wanted to focus in on this game. But of course, this will probably be that situation where things just turn around for them. Eternal Watch and Learn in the vicinity as well, taking those shots up against them. This is a side of Seven Fingers that I did not expect to come across, Sasuke.
Oh, yeah. Well, they are getting challenged as well, Seven Fingers. Well, at least able to bring Lee Mok back up. They do have kind of the vantage point to take on Eternal Watch and Learn. So Eternal Watch and Learn, they have to expand a couple of glue walls. But even then, look at that. STP, Son of Gun, chipping in. Eternal Watch and Learn will have to potentially relocate themselves if this goes on. Thankfully, despite getting tagged, they are not out just yet. And for STP, Son of Gun, they can say their prayers. Just losing Kachik. In the bigger scheme of things, it is not too big of a deal.
Yeah, quite honestly, Seven Fingers need to thank STP Son of Guns as well, although they took Kachi out. Without STP Son of Guns firing those shots off against their opponents as well, Eternal Watch and Learn would have been able to focus in on Seven Fingers a little bit more, which might have not ended very, very well for Muthu and gang. But so thankfully now they will be able to move on towards zone number 2. The blue zone coming in real quick. Anish moving up towards secret movement, and it ain't no secret. The ladies might just get snuffed out early once again. Those names gonna be tossed up because Yad, the one and only Kobe in the game, is back in action.
And ladies are also getting tagged by a separate team. And in fact, Secret Movement, they actually have ladies pincered Farah's right from behind. So ladies, they have to fight their way through. Not backwards, but they have to face Secret Movement forward, up front and attempt to just push through and eliminate them. And they don't have much time to work with because Faraz is gaining ground. It's gonna watch and learn at the same time, taking on Seven Fingers. And 2 of Seven Fingers members have been eliminated. Eternal Watch and Learn. They push all the way from the opposite side towards Seven Fingers. Oh, what a great maneuver as we look back at Secret Movement taking on Ladies. And Ladies actually retaliated by taking out Akif. So this is winnable for Ladies if they just can keep up their momentum. But Faraz on the flank. Ladies not paying attention. How is Faraz allowed to just shoot them over and over again? Seven Fingers loses to Eternal Watch and Learn, but Secret Movement with this maneuver have just found the entry to potentially take out Ladies.
What's with the ladies and all of these watchtowers, man? I mean, each and every single opportunity they get, they squeeze themselves in it. It's not really a position that you want to take. Yes, you can say that, that's the only available area for them, but we've spoken about this before. Choosing your drop zone, plotting your path in towards the next area of the map, and just making sure you've got all of those covers, right? One of the things that just the ladies have not been able to play well at all. Fikri now closing the gap between himself as well as all of the other ladies, and the opportunity to take them down will present itself as Baby Boo picks out. Unfortunately for her, she will get knocked down. And Faraz, what a play! Both players just jumping up on top of the glue wall and taking down those ladies. Just unfortunate for them, Muskate.
Ladies, I honestly felt like they either were not paying attention or they just did not know where Faraz was. Because Faraz, if Faraz was not there, I think Ladies would have had a very, very good chance. They could have dealt with him first. It could be miscommunication, but definitely a missed opportunity for the Ladies. As now, sorry, Raw finally, we see them for the first time today on the screen, about to run into Overdose LT. But this is your standard, standard take when you enter a town and you know that there are other teams nearby. Just find a place where you can bunk in and plot out your next move. There's no reason for them to make any drastic movements because they are within the circle.
Yeah. Wanted to question the mechanical capabilities of the ladies to take the shots, or was it more of a case of the confidence that has really just not shined through for the ladies, right? Because they don't take aggressive maneuvers, they don't ask questions. They are always constantly responding to the questions set forth and asked by these other squads, always responding to situations, never ever the ones who put the other teams in sticky situations, right? And if they continue that sort of a play, I highly doubt even making it to the top 12 is going to be a viable option for the squad, asking.
I mean, ladies, they are in like 16th place, and they're not far away from 12th place. Honestly, you give them like a couple of good games, and they can honestly cut into top 12. But we have gone through this a couple of times where ladies decent placement points, but those kills are just not falling through. And what we saw just now was a missed opportunity for ladies. They could have been able to put some numbers on the board.
Where is Geek Fam on the board, ladies, German boys and girls? In on their own compound, not having to disturb Sorry Raw at all, as they will just sit down at the edge of the next zone. But for X-Men Expert now, this is going to be a situation that Goku will have to respond to, but he just sits down in the open instead of backing away. I do think that, he was being shot at by another person there on the field, but, we will see exactly how he continues this. Yes, they are being pursued, and I believe that is Eternal Watch and Learn.
And they also have Animax All-Stars in front. So the only direction now for Forex is forward. Secret Movement will be coming in as well. We're about to approach the fourth phase, and you can see on the map right now is Eternal Watch and Learn having a pretty decent spot, but the center is dominated again by Geek Fam. They're just moving in, and SCP Son of Gun, they need to take this fight right now. Geek Fam coming in with a very split maneuver, kind of a 2-2 formation. So that's gonna give SCP Son of Gun some room to work with, but Geek Fam about to slowly come in. They have those nades popped up. I show you the time turner is gonna block that nade, and pretty good usage of the abilities of these characters, but we know Geek Fam, when it comes to these executes, they are just masters at getting control.
Well, Adam now just got almost 60% of his HP minus off with a well-placed nade. Fan cry on the ground, but the delete not coming through from the players from Geek Fam. They just want to be able to get the kills just with the nades, and that might just be an opportunity they will choose to forego now as they take that aggressive maneuver up. Hazik gets down, but Exec has managed to drop Fan cry as well as Mirals. Adam deleted as well. Hazik back up. Geek Fam is the victor of that particular showdown, but of course we'll move our attention over to Secret Movement as they will try to take out the side of Eternal Watch and Learn. Maske right in front, but of course Secret Movement taking this very daring maneuver out in the open. Glue Wall finally gets pulled out by Yard, and this is the Kobe gameplay that we have been looking forward to that might just shine through against Eternal Watch and Learn. A flashbang now being popped towards the side of Yard just to make sure he can't see that much, but that Kobe action will once again shine through.
Oh, good shot from Victory. This snipe is gonna allow him to take out Venom, Eternal Watch, and then getting pressured very heavily by Secret Movement, and they're going in. Yet leading the front line, charging in with that shotgun. Eternal Watch and then are pretty darn low. They need some time to start those recovery, and those blue walls will give them ample protection. But Secret Movement, they are not going to let up. They're just going to wait for the rest of the team to come and go for those push. While all of this is happening, you can see Geek Fam, they're just waiting to third party if they can. They're not rushing at all. They know that they got the zone, and it's all about Eternal Watch and Learn taking on Secret Movement. There is a landmine to detonate early on, taking down Yat. So Secret Movement are down to just two members. Try to take on Eternal Watch and Learn. They get the revive through Eternal Watch and Learn. Raja, good shot, and Maske with another nade. They might be able to turn this around. Suddenly, Yad becomes the only survivor trapped in his glue wall. Oh, but that blue zone is gonna kill him. He can't get out. He needs to take out all his glue walls. He's trapped.
Oh, but the nade might just be able to save him. Raja now getting so much of his HP minus off, but doesn't fall. Yard gets eliminated due to the blue zone closing in, and that is it. Game over for them. Eternal Watch and Lin definitely the victors of that particular fight, but will that stay the case as Geek Fam is right there in front of them? The next zone now is most definitely going to belong to Geek Fam as they will hold on to the edge of it. EGMX right at the opposite side of Eternal Watch and Learn. Are they going to be able to take those shots? Yes, they will fire towards the side of Eternal Watch and Learn. Maske getting taken down by Shoyu and then deleted by V2, who steals the kill away.
Now Eternal Watch and Learn down to Raja. EGMX still pretty much healthy, and I think it's going to be them and Geek Fam. We're getting control of their safe zone pretty soon. Everyone else is in a horrible spot. Legend getting absolutely ambushed by EGMX, and they have to come downhill, and they won't even be able to make it. EGMX makes quick work of Legend, and it's now Sorry Raw, Geek Fam, and Anix Max All-Star. Anix All-Star pretty healthy and just gonna run for it. A good nade from Augie taking down Shark. This is going to be a full squad of Geek Fam taking out EGMX. EGMX's best chance to take on Geek Fam, and they actually get an initial frag. And EGMX, let's see if they can make history. Geek Fam going for the rush. Show you with the shotgun ready and waiting, runs into a double backer, but great time turner. He's juking around. Oh, those fancy footwork from Geek Fam. Beautiful as always. Show you gets down. That's the trade, but Reza gets ambushed, and Hazik, with 20 HP, clutches it out. Geek Fam, just like you predicted, gets their second booyah of the day.
Ooh, and are we gonna be able to see a third one as well? Two back-to-back booyahs from Geek Fam. Not impossible at all, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And they will most definitely have the shuffled up groupings to thank for that. Group A as well as Group C. This showdown will only have one Titan in it, and that's gonna be Geek Fam. But of course, the opportunity to change that storyline will be with the other squads. But with this composition as well, with this sort of grouping, we are seeing more of those teams who didn't really shine come into that final zone to blaze it up, Husky.
EGMX, they came pretty close. 20 HP was the magical number that kept Geek Fam alive. And now honestly, I felt that if EGMX, it's not even them playing bad, it's just they were up against Geek Fam. That was a pretty good showing from the team.
Yeah.
I'm liking what I see, but obviously Geek Fam, nothing much to be said. They are one of the front runners. So second Booyah, putting Geek Fam on the board. Maybe this is the buffet that they've been looking for.
Yeah, and if anything, I feel like that was one of the best performance from NX Max All-Star that I've ever seen in the competition. What do you think, our dearest host, Tash Bunny?
Honestly, that match was kind of interesting. I don't know how to say this, but yeah, surviving. The first thing he does was throw out a grenade. Was like, sir, sir. It's like his, like, you know how people have a comfort plushie, like, here's mine. Hello.
We're allowed to show that? Hold on, let me.
So like, everyone has their comfort gun. No, sir. Everyone has their comfort everything, and his comfort, weapon or thing is immediately a grenade, and I find that really, really funny. So for now, we're gonna head into the replays. I'm not really too sure how to do these. So Husky, would you please?
Oh, this one was kind of a disaster for Red Shoot.
Yeah,
I honestly felt like they had a decent hole, but I don't know. I don't know what was the comms behind the scenes, right? They wanted to relocate with the truck. I felt like you'd been faster if they just ran.
Yeah.
And it gave Overdose LT the opportunity to just go in for the kill. That one pickoff basically screwed Red Shoot over.
I was very sad here, man. Like, look at that, my favorite team. No.
Which one? Was it the ladies or Seven Fingers?
Seven Fingers. I mean, both are favorite. But yeah, look at this. I don't really understand this one. Like, I feel like ladies always gets caught out in a Watchtower. It's happened. I mean, yes, they have done some plays in Watchtower, but why do they still go back to Watchtower? It's like a double-edged sword for them. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, and every single time they've managed to pick a hold at the Watchtower, they've only managed to extend how long they are alive and not really use the Watchtower to change the situation of any one of these fights, which I feel is so dangerous. Once again, the ladies have only been responding to situations, not really creating some of the situations in the games. And
except for one time, which was against Blacklist. That was the only time they were actually proactively doing something, and I want to see more from them, honestly.
Yeah, and look at how far they went when they were proactive in that fight, right? Which is why I asked, is it a problem of the mechanical abilities of the ladies, or is it a problem of confidence? Are the ladies just shy to step it up? Because when they do, they shine through.
Yeah. So honestly, going back to this, seeing Geek Fam up here, it's even if you want to say like these teams are just fodder for Geek Fam, it wasn't like Geek Fam were getting like kills left and right. So I think like your theory was kind of wrong. Like, look at how many kills Geek Fam got. They only got 8 points. Like, yes, they did get the placement point, but in terms of kills, not so much, which I have to disagree with you about these teams just being fodder for Geek Fam. For X-Men Expert also tied in kills, 8 kills, giving them 14 points there. Enigmax All-Star, one of their best games so far, this one. I have never seen them play this well before in this tournament. 13 points for them. Eternal Watch and Learn taking 4th place. Honestly, despite them losing some members early, they still managed to clutch it up to 4th place. It's just pretty impressive in my opinion. That's 11 points for them. Secret Movement 10 points. Overdose LT 8 points, tied with Sorry Roar 8 points as well. Legend with 7 points. Ladies 2 points, tied with STP Son of Gun 7 Fingers, managing to scrape 1 point, which is honestly really good in my opinion, because we've seen their worst performances. Red Shoot PSJ Stream so unlucky this time around, but they still have another 3 rounds to go, so I think it's all good for today. So let's talk a little bit about STP Son of Gun. I honestly think that they can do better. They should do better. As a team that was playing in MCP majors, I kind of expected more from their team. Honestly, I think because of that expectation is why I'm kind of bitter about this. Is because I do want to see them go far. I want to see them do as much as they did in MCP majors. But honestly, it's not their fault. I have to say them this. Other teams are just catching up, and they have to step it up.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
STP Son of Guns at the MCP Major, they didn't really shine through as much as they wanted to at the end of the day. And we see a bit of the remnants from maybe the side effects of not being able to rise up to the top at the MCP Major. That might just be affecting them. But, back to the point where the quality of the Malaysian teams have just increased tremendously to hold back teams like Geek Fam. That could obviously play a great, impact onto the performance of STP Son of Gun. Because if they were not that great and then they brought in the exact same composition to see if or not they can do any better, clearly it's just not going to work out for them in any good way.
Yeah, that's right. So for now, let's have a look at the giveaway item we have for today, the 2 Flame AK box. I think AK is actually one of the most used guns in any game, honestly. I would just reach for an AK. They're a little bit more friendlier to use, in my opinion. And of course, for my AKs, I like having like the cutest skins. Right now, mine is a Valentine's Day skin. It has like hearts all around them. It's so cute. So this is the code down here, FFMC5GZ8S3JQ. There's only 2, so be fast about it. Okay, guys, get it. JC. What I say? I say JC? I said JC? I said JQ? Oh no, it's JC, guys. My bad. Maybe I was just trying to mislead y'all so you guys can't get the code. Who knows? Who knows? At this point.
Now you guys understand why I roast her all the time. Look at what she's trying to do to you.
See, I don't even need to say anything, like I
like how Husky just watches it. He just watches the world burn. He doesn't even have to say anything. He's just like, oh, here we go again.
No. He doesn't watch the world burn. He just watches you burn yourself. I think there's a big
Excuse me?
difference.
the meme, is it Adventures Time, where the character just sits in a burning house? Yeah, I'm that guy right now. This is fine. It's totally fine. I'm enjoying myself, go on.
Yeah. Just to clarify though, Dash, my theory wasn't that Geek Fam is going to be able to pull all of those kills on all of these teams. The theory was that they might be able to take a back-to-back booyah because I don't see the other teams able to rise up to the occasion. But, is there one team before you do, leave us that you are focusing in on for the next match?
Well, who knows? So let's have a look at this upcoming match in Bermuda. So I'm going to pass the mic to you guys. Good luck and have fun.
I asked her a question and she didn't even answer me.
Well, thank you very much, our caffeine-powered host, Tash Bunny. Yeah, she just dodged the question.
Yeah, she was like, whoopsie, bye-bye, Musashi.
So
well,
we will...
Wait, maybe I can ask you, Husky. I mean, clearly we've seen them perform already. EGMX stepping up to the final zone to take that final fight against Geek Fam. Definitely, I would have not been able to guess that, right? You give me an option with all of the teams available in Group A and C. EGMX, not one of those teams. But based on that, though, who do you think might be able to come up on top?
Well, other than Geek Fam, EGMX has a good chance, just purely from that previous round. They deserve the credit, but let's see if they can repeat it this round. I'm looking for a repeat. Because to be very fair, they were in the circle pretty early on, so that's good for them. Maybe Eternal Watch and Learn can show us something different. It's up against Seven Fingers once more, and Tash's favorite team, they're not having a good start.
Seven Fingers have had many bad starts. Let's just put it that way, okay? It will be a absolute shock to me if Seven Fingers has a good start. Okay, that's the trend, my friend. That's the trend that Seven Fingers have set in for themselves. Eternal Watch and Learn, not looking to make it easier for them. And look at the players run. They don't want to take this fight, but they do not have a choice. Eternal Watch and Learn gonna force it through anyway.
Good time turner from Musket. Yeah, they're just gonna start overwhelming Seven Fingers, and unfortunately Zig will be caught out, and Eternal Watch and Learn just systematically dispatch Seven Fingers, and unfortunately This is not gonna really end well. Mutu does get it down. Maybe he can find a second one. Mutu going huge. Oh, Mutu finds secure, but they found him. They have found him.
Oh, the game.
You can't do it alone.
The playmaker, my friend. Yimji just booted out of there. He jet out of there so fast. Mutu didn't have no backup, but he shined through well for the team once again. Reza, on the other hand, will get shut down. EGMX, it looks like their ploy or their run towards the final zone might get cut short in this match. Overdose LT looking to perhaps be the squad that takes them down. Let's see if or not they will be able to capitalize. Reza down. And that gives them the opportunity. But EGMX, very smart move. They say, nope, goodbye. We are not taking this fight so early on in the game.
Yep, absolutely. EGMX, they really lost. Losing one guy early on. The best decision is back up. But we see on the kill feed, woo, ladies. Opening things up with a pick off. And it's always good to see ladies put some kills on the board. They do need more of that. They have decent placements. And again, they are not too far away from top 12. Honestly, ladies, just give them a good round. And they can actually qualify for the playoffs.
Yeah, if you guys are curious why in the world did I just scream like that, because my mouth was full of water, and seeing Anish get the knock and then the delete immediately just excited me, right? But I was careful. I had to make sure I don't spray water all over my monitors. But this is what I'm talking about. I want to see the ladies be the ones that aggress. I want to see the ladies open up these fights because they do have the quality to finish them off. Blacklist International was such an example right in front of them as they tried to take that fight. They couldn't snuff the ladies out in that encounter, but that was the only time we have ever seen the ladies shine through in a battle, Husky.
Yeah, they had a couple of great moments, but even with their best finishers, I think top 5 or top 4 in a single round, they did not have much kills, and that has always kind of been their Achilles heel. Secret Movement, though, I think they did see that Sorry Roar Fikri getting a couple of tags in, but Sorry Roar, they bowled out of there pretty quickly with no intention to take on the fight at all, but Secret Movement still has them in their crosshairs, and in fact, Secret Movement needs to move in, and they probably will have to go past Sorry Roar.
I'm assuming that when Tash comes back on later on, she will probably say something like, I expected the team that took the booyah to be the one to aggress into the final circle, but I didn't have enough time. She's probably going to come up with something like that. I'm so sure already.
Yeah, I mean, it's either that or Seven Fingers.
Let's see, man. Sorry, Ron.
To be very fair,
Mm-hmm.
To be very fair, we kind of we sit and accept Geek Fam, right? So maybe Eternal Watcher and Sorry Roar, she's been keeping her eyes on Sorry Roar, and we are also keeping our eyes on Sorry Roar, who are getting pelted with bullets left, right, and center. But someone is retaliating, and that was definitely not Sorry Roar. I think Secret Movement have a third party joining in the fight.
Or did one player just go in for that long flank? Sorry, Raw, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Looking to do the exact same thing as well. No, it's definitely not one of the players from Sorry Raw, as we can see 4 icons right there in front of the screen. So let's see, man, because the player from the side of Secret Movement, they haven't backed away from that boulder, and those shots doesn't seem to deter him at all.
Yeah, I don't think so, honestly. It's Sorry Roar somehow moving away, but Secret Movement still has them cornered. Oh, when did Secret Movement get here? I think they are constantly tracking Sorry Raw. So Sorry Raw, they probably had enough of this and they are ready to fight Secret Movement head on.
Let's see if or not the intention is good enough. Secret Movement should be able to take quite an easy one off of this. But, we have seen the side of Sorry Raw many a times take these fights up against the bigger teams and come out victorious. On the scoreboard, Sorry Raw sits in the 9th position, Secret Movement right above them. 4 points behind. 4 points all Sorry Raw needs to catch up. 5 points to overtake the side of Secret Movement. Let's see if or not they will be able to get those 4 points over the dead bodies of Secret Movement. Now, in the same vicinity as well, we do see that the ladies are on approach towards this situation. 2 players from Secret Movement have managed to get away already. So even if this fight does end up on the side of Sorry Raw, they won't be able to get a clean team wipe that easily here, Aske.
Oh yeah. Wow, Sorry Raw actually made it out of there. and they will go deeper and deeper into the safe zone, and that will keep them out of trouble for a while. LGD Legend, pretty solid performance today, compared to their previous runs. Though there are a lot of points about Legend where we can. Okay, to be very fair, we don't see them die as much. We don't see them getting knocked out. What's that word for it? Okay, I actually not unscathed. Okay, I actually can't think of the word. I will come back to it when
some of
have it
Tash Bunny
figured
has
out.
rubbed off on you. I understand. I absolutely understand. She's not gonna be happy.
Unnecessarily. There we go. I found it.
Unnecessarily. Fair enough.
Unnecessarily. All right.
Let's see if or not they take some necessary points in the back for themselves. Apis as well as Exact together. I don't know if the other players from Geek Fam are in the same vicinity. They might just be. I believe they are moving around in a vehicle, which is the reason why we don't see the other nameplate. The ladies might be able to eliminate the side of Overdose LT, but they need to be very, very careful though. I believe it is secret movement on the horizon right there to the left of them.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh, no, there's over. Is it secret movement? No, it's Sorry Roar, I think.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, Raw.
Sorry Roar. Well, ladies, they are in a pretty decent compound, but I think they will have to fight over those LT eventually. And we hardly see ladies being the aggressors, but there are times where you have to make a stand. And this is it. Mema playing that second story, the second floor, and Schizo is gonna down her. So not really good for ladies because Overdose LT, they're not gonna put the advantage. Here comes the nade, second floor. A good one onto Baby Boo. That's a second down. They did get Mema back up, but Overdose LT are about to go in for the kill, and I don't think ladies will have enough time to recompose themselves. Schizo drops the time turner, but it's gonna be Mema and Mary. Oh, they all strike back. Spence will come in to take Mema down, but ladies might have a chance. Years will also down Mary. 2 versus 2 situation. Can ladies retaliate? It feels unlikely because the ladies have lost a bit too much, and the rest of Overdose LT will get the revive through. Ladies came so close, but it is just not enough.
Yeah, but where's the final player from ladies, though? I don't happen to see her on screen, but Baby Boo gets snuffed out as I asked that question to be the very first squad to be eliminated. Unfortunate for the side of the ladies. That was an amazing opener by Flank. Tosses the nade through the window, and that was all that it took. That initial knock was just more than enough to, just push the ladies off of their balance. And, there was just no comeback from that. EGMX, as we take a look at them, earlier in the game, they were crippled with the takedown on Reza. Whether or not they will be able to move on to that final zone is still very much a big question. But lucky for them, STP Son of Gun moves quite far away from Kota Thingy. But as I say that, Sorry Raw just firing off towards them.
Sorry Roar. Making life really hard for B2. And almost. Yeah, there's no door there. That's unlucky. There was no side door, side entrance. So EGMX have to take that. And Forza and Augie continue to run, but Geek Fam is in front of them. So, eventually EGMX will have to settle down somewhere. And I think this is probably the best location that they can camp at.
Yeah, and this is why consistency is just so important in the games. It really doesn't matter, even if you do manage to pick a Booyah up for yourself, in one game with 20 kills, and if that's the only time throughout the whole competition that you're able to do so, it's great for the record books, it's just not great for your standing overall, and that's exactly the situation EGMX is stuck in. They pull off these moments where they can squeeze into the final zone and give us this hope, right? This renewed hope that they might be able to turn things around for themselves. And then, one match right after that, so early on, they get shut down. And right now, the numbers game will overwhelm the side of EGMX.
Yeah. Oof. Geek Fam play by depression. A bit of a gatekeeping going on here. Legends are on the bridge, so Geek Fam might be able to catch them off guard if they know that Legends are there. probably one of the worst areas to be on unless the circle closes in, which we have seen once, I believe, last week. But that is pretty much it. But until then, it's Geekfam, they're just gonna stay put. Akif does take out Yeast though. Secret movement making a bit of a movement on the map.
Yeah, and you see, the difference between Geek Fam as well as the ladies, whenever they hold on to these watchtowers, right, is who are those players that moves into the watchtower? It's always their snipers. Exac is always the guy who gets that vantage point because he wants that extra, ability, right? The extra advantage in terms of verticality to be able to take all of these shots, and it serves them really well. Probably a page out of the book of Geek Fam that the ladies can take. Secret movement now going up against Overdose, and it looks like it's a situation where Secret movement will be able to get slightly more out of, because all Overdose has to work with is this one big boulder and all of the glue walls that they are about to expand.
Yeah, and one boulder is just not enough. Overdose LT, they're about to just take this fight head on. They have had enough of being oppressed, and they're gonna run straight at Secret Movement, but they have to be ready though. Those time turners, they're utilizing it to their advantage. Oh, it's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade so far. Great glue wall to block out the entrance. That Secret Movement will have to fight from the side, and Overdose LT, they had a plan. They're gonna just block off Secret Movement and prevent them from coming in, and in fact, Spence does take out Yat, and Overdose LT now, they have the advantage. And they might be able to just take out Secret Movement because Victory is also down. Faras does get the revive in, but Overdose LT have this compound surrounded.
Yeah, Fikri should have just left the nades over to Yat. Yat unfortunately has been deleted, and it looks like Overdose might just be able to pull this off. Secret movement now moving back, and Fikri will get deleted. Akif dropping right in to see if or not he will be able to support his team member. The answer is no, but the glue wall gets pulled out. Akif manages to go in for the shutdown, gets a knock onto Yes, but gets finished right off. Beautiful play by the side of Overdose LT. 9 kills in the game so far. Where have they been hiding all alone? The combination of Group A and Group C after the shuffle of the groups definitely have given some of these teams a lot to play for.
Oh, and one of their best runs so far. And Geek Fam now still looking pretty strong. And they do see STP Summer Gun, a team that we have been wondering where were they all this while. But STP Summer Gun are no slouches. They're about to come in with the nade to start things off. Adam has to be careful to show you is there, but just cannot find the angle. STP Son of Gun going for this challenge, and this might be huge. Exact, he's playing the sniper position. You see STP Son of Gun needing to take on 2 fights. What great grenade launcher from Haziq to find out Mirror, and Legend also chipping in from afar. STP Son of Gun just not really having a good time. And Orin is actually underneath that watchtower where Exact is, and Orin himself does have his own grenade launcher. Legend are gonna chip in. This is gonna be a 3-way fight.
Let's see what Legend will be able to do as they try to take out half of the team of Geek Fam. Haziq now being dropped down to just about 10% HP will be able to recover himself. Exact, just a little bit quicker. Beautiful grenade launcher action coming out here in the scenario. STP Son of Guns, they have got an opportunity now to delete Geek Fam out of this game, but will they be able to take it? Because with all of this action still falling through, Geek Fam doesn't even have 1 kill, Husky.
Yeah, it's a Geek Fam able to survive, but you gotta start putting those numbers on the board. It's gonna be Geek Fam taking out Fan Cry, STP Son of Gun, running straight into the crosshairs, and Geek Fam, they are the masters of holding down a compound. Haziq, with that relay launcher, is gonna down Baby, and STP Son of Gun will be the first team to be eliminated. Legends to follow suit pretty soon. The circle closes in, so Geek Fam will have to start moving away. So whatever kills that they can get is going to be a bonus. Haziq finishes off Baby, but Exact does get down by Vegeta, as Vegeta was actually behind. So even if he give up his life, if he can slow Geek Fam down, I would call it a win. And I don't think Geek Fam can get to Exact. He's probably gonna bleed out. Vegeta does get punished, but at least he dealt collateral damage to Geek Fam.
Oh, beautiful. Now Haziq on the ground as well. Eternal Waterlord Raja manages to go in for the delete. Apis has been knocked down. Geek Fam getting shut down one after the other. Show you, final man in here. How long will he be able to survive? One nade is all it's gonna take to shut him down. Raja now with the response coming back through. Eternal Watch and Learn trying to survive for the time being, but the glue wall being pulled out by Maske. Beautiful play as Eternal Watch and Learn gets snuffed out. This is the teamwork by all of the other teams who are trying to pick some kills up for themselves. 4 more squads left in here at the 17-minute mark. Who's going to be able to get the booyah? We thought that Geek Fam might just be able to do it. Show you still surviving in here. Manages to take down Skyzo, but he needs to be careful. Solo play in here. Everybody's eyes will be on him, Aske.
And Geek Fam, we've only one man left alive. It feels really unlikely, but maybe he can make a difference. He's on the low ground though. Sorry, Raw about to run up the hill with the entire squad left alive. You can say the same for 4X as well. And look, I show you. He wants to make a move, but he's been spotted out. Donkey, good one onto Years, but 4X. Oh, they actually find a grenade launcher. And in fact, Space takes himself out. Why not? Sorry, Raw running straight over those LT and over those LT, trying to stay alive. Showy will finally be at the blue zone and over those LT, kind of getting overwhelmed. Sorry, Raw just completely blasted with those slug shells, and it's gonna be over those. Sorry, Raw taking on 4X right now. Great grenade launcher again. Mantai is ready. 4X, can they clutch this out? This is going to be a very important booyah. Mantai getting low. Jumpa is now going to come in and take the kill. 4X will take the booyah for this round, and this is also the very first booyah.
Yeah, the very first one. Well played, well taken by them. And once again, this is only possible because of the shuffle in the teams. It is only possible because of this composition. And unfortunate for Geek Fam, they weren't able to aggress through. But 4X Men Expert, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, they take the opportunity. They go in with the shutdown gameplay. And just like Husky has mentioned, the very first booyah picked up by the squad.
Oh, a very convincing ending for 4X Men Expert. Now they've always shown the potential, but we finally get to see what they are capable of. It was a very close one. It's either them or Sorry Raw. Both of the teams would have been great. It doesn't really matter who gets that booyah, because it is a kind of a breath of fresh air, and I would be happy either way.
Yeah, 4X Men Expert as well as Sorry Raw. 4X Men Expert were in the 10th position the last time we checked. Sorry Raw were right in front of them in the 9th spot. And 4X Men Expert needed 7 points in total to overtake them and to pull away the 9th position from them. And I feel like it was more than enough, right? All of the teams today, they are just trying to secure or at least guarantee the top 12 for them before we move into week number 4. And I think this is the exact composition that is needed for them. This new shuffle of the group seems to be doing them a lot of favors, don't you think, Tash?
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, STP Son of God tried to make something happen this time around, but the thing is, I don't think they should have made something happen against Geek Fam. that was their biggest mistake. Maybe go for a smaller fish this time around, you know what I'm trying to say? So I think that was the reason why. I think it's also, I think like teams need to know, like, yes, in this tournament you can fight anyone, but you need to know which teams you can fight and which teams you are in the same play field, if you want to say that. Eternal Watch and Learn was honestly like one of the teams I was actually looking forward to watch today. And honestly, in this match, they tried. They really tried, but it didn't come out close. Overdose, however, looking how they're playing here, they were fearless. They weren't afraid to make something happen, and it worked out for them. They got so many kills, and this is one of the games where we actually are saying their name a lot. We're seeing a lot of highlights on them, and I absolutely love seeing this side of Overdose LT. What do you guys think?
Yeah, this is the... Sorry, go on, Husky.
I mean, just like how you're overdosed on caffeine, we are overdosed by Overdose LT's gameplay. No, I just, you gave me the chance, I just had to do it. But on a serious note, this is one of the stand-up performances. I absolutely love what they're doing. By the end of this, they had like what, 9 kills. So very impressive. That's already like a second place finish for them.
Exactly. I mean, even though you don't get the placement points, you can still get the kill. Sorry, AJ, go on.
Yeah, this is just Group B just waiting and saying, you know what, enjoy whilst you can, because when you take that fight up against us, none of you will be able to shine anywhere near as bright, right? And to that point, I feel like, Group B has definitely a huge reason to say that, because if they do take these fights, I don't expect to see NX Max. I don't expect to see 4X-Men Expert, rise up to the top as easily. I don't
I
say that,
told
I don't
y'all.
expect them to go up at all. But
I was right.
yeah, it's not going to be that easy though.
Yeah, I mean, I did say that we are gonna be seeing these teams shine, and I'm absolutely right. It feels good to be right. It feels good to be right over AJ Mustachio. Hey y'all! You guys can clip this. I'm gonna put this on a frame somewhere. This feels so good. But for now, let's have a look at the standings over here. 4X-Men Expert with the 8 kills, 20 points total. Overdose LT takes second place despite only getting 8 points placement. They get 17 points, 9 kills. That's crazy, y'all. So Sorry Roar, third place, 14 points. Eternal Watch and Learn, despite the rough start, getting fourth place with 13 points. Geek Fam taking fifth place with 11 points. Geek Fam, I just want to say, I want to see more aggression from y'all. Show them
Really?
the lion's
Careful what
head.
you ask for.
I want to see it. I mean, yes. I mean, I absolutely love seeing these smaller teams go up. But at the same time, don't chain yourselves to, to let these teams rise up. Like, come on, Geek Fam Unchained. Let's go, guys. Legend also looking a little bit better this time around. I like how Legend is no longer at the bottom side of the ladder. The middle side, love it. Love to see it. 6 points. Red Shoot PXG Extreme looking much better right now. 6 points as well. And Expects All-Star as well. 8th place, 4 points. 7 Fingers looking better as well. 9th place. Wow. Not at the bottom. I'm very proud of y'all. My children. I'm a mom now, guys.
I'm just
With
gonna
2
say,
points.
like, Geek Fan will be watching this and they will feel so stressed out because it's like, guys, we gave it our all and you still wait
Yeah.
for, like, this is Geek Fam
No,
Unchained. Like, what do you mean?
no.
Way-
I don't
way to go,
believe that
Tash.
one
What is
bit.
this Asian
Way to go,
parenting
Tash.
I
mentality?
don't
Come
believe
on.
that. I know they can do more. I've
Way to put them
spoken
down,
to
Tash.
them. I've hung out with them. Me and the team are friends. Me and Santwa, we're friends. So I mean, like, from our conversations, I know he can do more. I've spoken to the manager Wang, and from what they say is they can be pretty scary. They can be really scary when they want to be. So go for it. Go for it. Okay. Ladies also 1 point. Secret Movement 0. So Secret Movement getting really unlucky this time.
Yeah.
I want to see more from Secret Movement. We've seen some really insane plays from Secret Movement. We've seen the ferocity. I want to see Secret Movement become that kryptonite that we all talked about. Come on! Get some kills
Yeah.
in there. You don't necessarily have to get placement points, but get them kills,
I'm enjoying this a lot. Tash is literally carrying us like through the pre-show and the post-show. Like,
On her shoulders.
my
Listen,
shoulders.
I had
feel
a lot
bit
to
more
say
nervous.
during your casting, okay? I had a lot to say during the match. Like I was just talking in the mic. Like I think production can hear me muttering to myself, like, AJ, do you not see this? Like so it's like
Tash,
unleashed.
Tash, it's not just during the match. You always have a lot to say. Always.
I mean,
I've
true,
never
absolutely
I've never
true.
come across one day that you didn't have anything to say.
It's thanks to this, guys. Do get one yourself.
I like how our
Yourself.
producer is like, yeah, someone stop Tash. She's getting out of hand.
I mean, to be fair, what I want to do is to let you guys kind of like stop talking for a while because y'all talk too much during the cast. So for now, let's all have a break. All of us let's have a break, and we'll see you guys in a little while.
Mereka terpaksa keluar dari kawasan ini. Muncul tak? Tembakan cukup mantap sekali. Okey, tengah sedikit. Lagi. Cuba untuk dimajukan di situ. Tembakan tembakan. Orang telah pun dimajukan di situ. Wow. Ini adalah kesiapan yang cukup mantap sekali. Cuba dihabiskan.
UB dan kita nak AKO di tempat yang ketiga. Dan kita lihat step line dengan dibagi semua untuk mengasah pergerakan shot penalti. Wah, begitu juga dengan bancai jemput keluar. Kita lihat bagaimana loncat diberikan. Kita lihat 3 bola saja lagi yang tinggal sekarang ini. Dan itulah dia kuadra kill daripada Tufan. Adakah bom akan dilepaskan kena? Dua down. Mantap sekali bom dilepaskan oleh Yan. Dapat 2, dapat 3. Satu lagi yang di make all star dalam
Triple kill. Triple kill. Lottery kill. Triple kill. Lottery kill.
Hey everyone, welcome back to FFMC 2021. I'm Tash Badi, your host for today, alongside our super awesome casters who are not as hype as me, AJ Mustachio and Husky. Just now during the break, we were talking about our new favorite FF collaboration, which is Street Fighter 5. All I want to say is Chun-Li is bae and I need her skin. I need her skin in my life. If you guys are not Chun-Li fans, if you guys don't know who Chun-Li is, who are y'all? Where have y'all been? Are you like Patrick Starfish living under a rock?
Hey, I grew up watching SpongeBob, so I don't mind.
Yeah.
You know, I've always wanted to live to live under the sea.
Yeah,
You
don't
know,
make a crap on Patrick, man. I like him.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
Patrick
Oh.
is great, but Patrick is the is cool. But
here's
like Chun-Li,
the thing. Here is my hierarchy. Here's my hierarchy of character. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. We have Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup, and then we have Patrick, and then we have Squidward, and then Chun-Li. That's my hierarchy.
What's wrong with you? There's a lot of things I would like to talk about my wife.
Trying to save the world. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are going way off topic. We are going way off topic. I want
Yeah,
to see
we
who's
are.
sitting down at the very top.
Exactly. So for now, let's have a look at the current standings right now. AKO still maintaining first place with 255 points with Sem9 252. Geek Fam now still at third place with 247 points. If you think about it, this is Geek Fam's done for today. They're out of games, right? They've hit 4 games today, correct? So right now, I feel like this can still change. Like AKO, Geek Fam, Sem9. I think FRU as well. FRU, right? No, FRU is B. No, Onoka, SM9, and Geek Fam are done, if I'm not mistaken. Also, I cannot remember. My brain's all jumbled up. Jeez. But they're done. So we're gonna
Let's
be
just put
seeing
it this way. Let's just put
We
it
are
this
also
way,
done.
right? Yeah, the teams that are in the first, second, and third spot, if they want to hold on to their positions, the teams like Freedom Rumble, International, Blacklist International, Watch and Learn, they need to be able to pick up at a very minimum 30 5 points from the final 2 games that's left in here. So if that does not happen, if one of those teams do not manage to pick up 40 points, with the exception of Freedom Rumble, who only need 34 at the moment, you will not see the top 3 change.
But I mean, to get to that points, I mean, that's like 1 booyah and maybe 1 high placement. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying it's extremely hard. It's pretty hard because when you think about it, after this, B versus C, B is one of the scariest groupings I've seen so far, in my opinion. It might be hard to do it, not impossible, but might be hard. But this is what's crazy is that despite AJ saying that this is gonna A versus C is easy pickings for Geek Fam, we're seeing the bottom teams rise up. No, I'm not saying no problem, but they're doing way better than Geek Fam for sure. So I still cannot really kind of pinpoint which team to kind of say this is gonna be their game or not, because it's anyone's game, and that's what makes this so fun. So for now, let's have a look at the proper scoring here for X-Men Expert. Just now getting a booyah was, I wouldn't say unexpected, but definitely something that I love to see. We love to see it. Yeah. So honestly, at this point, Seven Fingers, I don't know if they can keep up at this point since they're last place with 45 points. Ladies, they can. I don't know if they can get even 12th place. Ladies is one of those teams where I know AJ was saying he doesn't know if it's a mechanical problem or a confidence problem. But to answer your question, I really think that it's a confidence problem for them because they need to be more. Yeah. They need to believe in themselves. And I understand though the pressure that comes from being the only all-girl team in this tournament. There's a lot on their shoulders, and I think that's the reason why they're so hesitant. Maybe because they're also very new to pro play. From what I've heard, this is their biggest major so far. So it may be that they're all very nervous. Give it a few more maybe rounds or seasons. Maybe they might learn with time, but might not be this time round. What do you guys think?
They don't need to be nervous. I mean, there's nothing to be nervous about, right? Whenever we do shout out these teams, we don't say, "Oh, a all guys team has gotten the booyah."
Exactly.
It really is no reason for them to doubt themselves at all. If anything, they need to take more of these fights just to see exactly where they stand against the rest of the Malaysian teams. What the ladies are doing most of the time right now is running away from these battles.
That's what they did in the first week. If you think about it, that's what they did on week 1, and we're seeing a repeat of that now at the reshuffle week. And I don't know, maybe they're just playing safe again. What do you think, Husky?
I think they are playing safe. Definitely, I agree with that. And I do feel again, let's just to roll off AJ's point, right? There's no need to. It's okay to feel nervous, but there's no need to be afraid. I get that this is the first major. But what's important is, you walk away learning something new. Even though the team doesn't qualify for the top 12, as long as they understand that this is their major debut and they are the top 18 teams in Malaysia, that means something. In the long run, they can pull out something new for us. They might be able to make it in the future.
I would love to see that. But honestly, for now, let's kind of have a look at our first match between Group B and Group C. We're going to go to Purgatory. So AJ and Husky, good luck and have fun, and stop roasting me in your cast. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dash. Well, technically, whenever you are on screen, you don't let us talk. So we have to roast you when you're not on screen. Isn't that right, Husky?
Yes.
Wait. Just to clarify, I'm very happy that she talks a lot whenever we go back to her slot, because then we get to rest a little bit, because these matches are hot, man.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I completely enjoy the presence of our wonderful host. As always. Sometimes it feels
I wouldn't
a bit...
say enjoy, but whatever floats your boat, my friend.
We have our preference, Although when we go on the 3-minute break, I just I look at Discord and then I see her, the green circle. She's constantly talking, and I just put down my headphone and she's still talking. And I was like, 2 minutes of tranquility. That. Guys need peace sometimes.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get it if Tash Bunny is in the same vicinity, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. But don't worry, to any one of you who's new to her style, you'll pretty much find out what I have found out in the past 1 year. Sem9, very close to fast kill. Not a great indication for either one of these squads. The biggest question for me, myself personally here, that I want answers to is to see whether or not the Group C players, the Group C teams, will be able to pick the booyah up against Group B, right? I don't care who, I don't care how many of the teams in Group C manage to get into the final zone. I just want to see if or not they are able to pick the booyah up, Husky.
Yeah, it is possible. You know, I always believe that when you have enough rounds in the league, everyone should at least have one booyah. I mean, for Free Fire, we have not seen that yet, but with how competitive this season is, I think even the most underwhelming team will have a chance. Look at Seven Fingers, they have one booyah and they're in last place. Now, just to give a bit of context, but while 4X, Man Expert, they're gonna start off with that first blood. Actually, not first blood, they actually got 2 kills off of, I believe, Overdose LT, so pretty good start considering that they got that previous booyah.
It's a great start, right? But, can they keep it up? 4X Man Expert, they haven't been doing that great in the competition, but at the very same time, they haven't been doing extremely terribly. This is a squad that has been all right. And they are currently sitting down in the 8th position, but we don't really see a lot of highlight moments from them. They take these safe passages in towards the safe zone, and I guess that's all that they wanted for themselves, to lay low, just below the radar, but at the very same time not have to suffer or be too stressed out about where they are within the competition itself. They want to make it to the finals, and if they keep this up, no doubt at all that they will most definitely qualify for the finals, Husky.
Yeah. I mean, it would be great to see them in the finals. Honestly, at this point, there are too many teams that we want in the final, and it just does not fit in. But Skyzo with a good pickup onto Space, and that's going to alert the rest of 4X. A bit of a payback from Overdose LT, but Skyzo knows that his time is limited. He's just gonna try his best.
Wow.
Just down Jabat. Oh, the pouring through of 4X will take down Skyzo. Unfortunately, no finisher right there, and Skyzo will have to give up his life.
Unfortunately, I thought he was going to be able to eliminate Jabat as well, but he focuses on his shots towards Maru, and that was all it took for 4X Man Expert to be able to take him out of the equation. 12 squads still alive and kicking, though. Off screen, we've got Sorry Bro taken on Endzone MY. Mirza eliminated so early on. Endzone MY, how are they doing in the competition? 13th position so far, and they are about 20 points away from catching up with Legend, who are sitting down in that 12th spot. So quite a uphill battle for them, Yasuke.
Yeah, there's still plenty of chances. I think Endzone MY, obviously they got to take a bit of break during the past 2 rounds. Losing Mirza definitely not a good start, but we've seen Endzone kind of polishing on their moves around the map. I particularly love how Endzone seemingly always sneak a couple of kills along the way, despite regardless of the results of that round. I just wish we see a bit more of their aggression, or at least a bit more polishing on those aggression.
Yeah, Freedom Rumble, definitely one of the squads that I am looking forward to seeing more aggression out from. They have not been as effective as they were in week number 2, I believe. Yeah, week number 2. And surprisingly, their performance in here has not really kicked them down too far the board, right? Because they sit in the 4th position, quite comfortable, right behind GeekFab, although they haven't been performing extremely well. So I guess that's a great place to be in within the competition. And if they continue this path, they might be able to feed upon the players of EGMX, who might just get caught out in the open here. One player will be able to flank around. V2's right there in front of them. Pops making the approach with the glue wall. Joyka with those shots through. Will he be able to get the player down? He manages to pop out the time turner. EGMX, Joyka as well as Cops drops Reza and Forza. What is EGMX doing? They don't respond well at all. V2 almost taken down, and this will be an opportunity to drop one of the players from FRU, and V2 does that? Joyker on the ground, and this might just be EGMX with a comeback. Augie can make the difference here, Aske.
Yeah, and EGMX, they kind of need to push a bit more. They've already lost 2 guys. So I don't know if EGMX can take this anymore. You notice that when Freedom Rumble dropped in, they actually did not know that EGMX was around the 10th. And EGMX still could not respond. Oh, that was a huge missed opportunity. Freedom Rumble just got away with murder. Literally got away with murder.
An accidental murder on top of that, right? They weren't planning for it. They ended up there and they're like, oh, all right, okay, sure, why not? We'll just shoot you. It's gonna be Sorry Raw opportunity here. 1 player. What is going on here, my dear friends? At the edge of the window, I'm telling you, Manchai is an absolute ninja for pulling this off. But 3 players now going up against this guy. How did Feeks even get knocked down?
Wait, what? That is the sturdiest couch I have ever seen. You know, like, I want that. I want that couch. Like, is it available in the IKEA? Oh, Demon! Oh, Demon and Raja, they come in hot. While we were all distracted by a couch.
How is K still alive?
Learn. Fix is dead. Oh, Sorry Raw getting overwhelmed. Eternal Watch and Learn with the biggest haul of this round. They obliterate Sorry Raw.
And I cannot believe what we just witnessed. And this was like a Bollywood movie where, you know, the superhero just carries, like, you know, the most flimsy couch, and that flimsy couch is able to absorb each and every single bullet. Where I don't know, man. This guy is just swinging the couch around him, and all of the bullets are magnetically just going towards the couch and saving the hero. That's exactly what this guy was, man. He survived for so long behind that couch, and at the end of the day, it wasn't even Sorry Raw that managed to get the delete on him. Eternal Watch and Learn managed to take him down.
Yeah, that I have no idea what just happened. I am as confused as you are. But what we do know is Eternal Watch and Learn, well, they definitely feel happy about that. Same as Freedom Rumble with the freebies onto EGMX. Things are probably going to slow down, at least for now. But, well, we got ourselves some highlight reels. Like, if that does not end up as one of the top 5 plays, I would be sad. You know, I would be a bit sad. You know, we need to have a talk with our production.
Uh-oh, now Freedom Rumble might just stroll right into trouble here. But lucky for Sem9, they are already making a move, which means they are going to be a little bit difficult to catch, and that encounter might not fall through. But look at this, Sem9, yes, they do make that move, but auto knockout on towards the right. Fast kill right in front of them. This is that showdown that we were talking about, which just makes Group B versus Group C so dangerous, Sasuke.
Yeah, and Vasco is gonna start things off. They do see Roy. Oh, Roy able to survive. You know, able to get into the building just in time. AKO will have some moments to reset themselves, but I think AKO might have the intention to take on fast kill. Also, Sem9, they can actually just wait as long as they are not, as long as the teams don't really bother them too much. But AKO paying a lot of attention to fast kill.
Yeah, Fastkill needs to be very careful, because look at the eternal feeders of this particular group. Eternal Watch and Learn, quick on the approach, ladies, German boys and girls. Smack dab in the middle of Brasilia now. All of this encounters happening between, these 4 squads that are so capable of picking that booyah up. And if they do the other squads a favor, my question might be answered. We might just be able to see one of those players or one of those squads from Group C pick the booyah up once they're done just wiping each other off this map here.
Oh, absolutely. And Juice, oh, kind of a shoulder shot, so just missing by a pixel, and almost taking down those members of Sem9. But it's okay, now they have alerted Sem9 of their presence. Sem9 will be on their guard, but this standoff will last for a pretty long time until at least the 4th phase. I don't expect much to happen, at least not here.
Roy's right in front for the pick-in, but it's nothing that Sem9, AKO, or Fastkill will want to jump onto right away. they are not super confident. They're not super sure as to who the squad is right there in front of them. And since the blue zone's not really going to be posing much of a trouble to them, they are going to be holding on to their positions, and they are going to employ the wait and see method just to see exactly how the zone drags all of these teams. Now, Blacklist International making an approach here as well. Look at these squads from Group B just making a beeline to jump into the zone, whilst the other teams, prefer to play the outer layer of the zone first and to take a more slower approach. And I feel that's going to serve them ever so much better as the squads within the center of the zone itself start fighting off each other early on here, Husky.
Well, this End Zone MYF made it. So it's the 5th team to join this party, to say the least.
And it's a dangerous, dangerous party they've just stepped into. Freedom Rumble is just going to be able to sit down at the edge of the strike and just watch those bombs fall through the sky. See if or not it will be able to get a couple of knocks. Blacklist International, one of the squads who will be able to do the exact same. They need to be careful to not catch each other outside of the danger zone, though, because that particular encounter won't end very well for either side. Augie employing the couch method for himself. Seems to be the meta of this competition.
Oh, we made some discovery today. Well, if it helps you, why not? If it works. What surprised me was how long it took for him to go, for whoever was there. Was it Nano? To go down. I actually forgot who was that. Yeah.
It was from End Zone, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was from End Zone.
Case.
Yeah, I was surprised how long it took for Case to go down. Like this.
I'm surprised that Sorry Raw didn't kill him, though. I mean, Case survived until Eternal Watch and Lin jumped in and took the shot against him, and they managed to get it done.
Yeah, glue wall, man, glue wall. They just the glue wall plus the couch is like my new favorite combination.
Yeah, that's the meta moving forward. If you want to, not against Yat, for sure. The nades will not be something the glue wall helps you with. In fact, the glue wall will be the disadvantage in a composition like that. Nade, very, very impossible wall as well as the glue wall is the perfect concoction for Yat to pick his skills up for himself. I am shocked. I am absolutely impressed and shocked as to how these 4 top squads are not starting the fight up against each other. And they're just dragging time on, man. They're just chilling in these houses right now.
Saving the best for last. That's kind of how things go. But we see Fastkill actually getting tagged ever so slightly, I believe, by AKO. So maybe we're gonna see the action earlier than we thought. Because right now we are looking at phase 4 about to commence pretty soon, and these players they are very bloodthirsty, so the impatience can result in some pretty aggressive maneuvers. But I feel like when the 4th phase starts, you are probably going to if the circle goes upwards, Semna and AK will have to start moving. As Freedom Rumble also joining in, there's just 2 less space for all these players.
Let's see if or not Eternal Watch and Learn will be able to continuously pick up all of those kill points for themselves. They might be able to turn around. 4X-Men expert on the approach, EGMX as well. Quite frankly, for Eternal Watch and Learn, those will be the easier pickings before they move on to the tougher fight that is in front of them. But that is just such a sticky situation to be put in, because the moment Eternal Watch and Learn turns around, Fastkill will have the opportunity. Oh, goodness me. And Fastkill now getting the zone towards them as well. And they don't need to move.
Yeah, they actually don't. Nate, good one from Newbie. Actually connects onto Cobbs. 7-9. They smell blood in the water. They get the knockdown. They know that it's going to buy a bit of time. Oh, that Nate! The glue wall! Oh, great rebound. Great rebound, but it doesn't really matter. Miru just goes in and fires down. Cobbs getting knocked down once more. He does not have time to retaliate or recover. And 7-9, in a blink of an eye, walks through Freedom Rumble and takes them out.
Yeah, so clean, man. And the problem that we have highlighted for the ladies seems to be the exact same problem Freedom Rumble's facing. When they were so aggressive in those games, when they were playing a little bit of, what Fast Skill were playing in week number 1, they seem to have been doing so much better. They managed to pick those booyahs up. They managed to place really, really well, consistently picking up so many kills. Unlike Team Fastkill, they were consistently good at taking those aggressive maneuvers. But the fact of the matter is, once they've pulled back, they're just not faring well enough. Oh, look at this. It's going to be Blacklist International with a double takedown coming in from Phoenix. Off screen is going to be Phoenix, who throws in yet another nade, taking down Adam as well as Kachi. Blacklist International is on fire with these nades now, and the only thing in front of them in Blacklist International is those glue walls, and those glue walls are no help at all, Husky.
Right, and Blacklist International is playing that perfectly. In this situation, if you have the high ground, you have the advantage. Sam9 taking on AKO. Roy knocks down Zen, but the Blues don't finish him off, and that is where Sam9 comes in and tries to clean things up a bit. Blacklist International, though, having the high ground and the circle in their favor after 2 underwhelming games in the first half. I think this is going to be the round that Blacklist International might be able to walk away with.
Let's see exactly who else is left in here for X-Men Expert, the only team from Group C that is still alive, I believe. And if they do get snuffed out, the question of whether or not Team C will be able, or Group C will be able to, pick those booyahs up against Group B, yeah, the probability of that just goes down ever more further. For X-Men Expert now getting taken down one by one from the side of Blacklist International, man flank with the opportunities for those snipes, and he does take each and every single one of those shots to perfection, going in for the knock time and time again. But he will be able to find Sem9 all the way across, and because of that vertical advantage, those glue walls not helping Sem9 out much at all, Husky.
Yeah, and Jabal actually takes out Cobra. So the snipes are coming in from 4X as well. Cobra actually goes down. He's gonna watch and learn, taking a fast kill. But the advantage that Blacklist International has, like you mentioned, is that high ground. Oh, Miro, huge grenade launcher down the hill. And we see it all through Clancy's lens. They do eliminate Sem9 eventually, but Sem9 have thinned out the herd. And Phoenix, they are just, Phoenix and Clancy, they are just going to work. Jerbat is still pretty much alive, and Eternal Watch and Learn caught between those walls, those brick walls, and Manfang just gonna go for the push. Pull out his gun and try to spray Jerbat down. It's gonna be 1 versus 2. Manfang has someone behind him, but he ducks behind a tree, using Mother Nature to his advantage, and they wipe out 4-man for X-Men Expert. Blacklist International are back on the main menu.
Can we add Mother Nature into Group C as well? Because if she does join them, 4X-Men Expert might just be able to survive a little bit longer in each and every single one of these rounds. But Blacklist International manages to pick the highlight, the spotlight for themselves once again with this booyah. And, that was such a clean game that they have taken after so many rounds of not being able to prove themselves, Husky.
Well, Blacklist International, we always know that they are going to bounce back. Just the question is, when are they going to bounce back? And this is it. Blacklist International with a performance that redemption performance. It does not feel like FFMC if we go by a day without a single booyah from Blacklist International. So they've done it. They are able to close out the round in a very, very dominating fashion, and that should put them on decent standings up against the front runners.
And, whether or not we will be able to see them pick the booyah up for themselves yet again is definitely, just up in the air because of the number of teams that are capable of replacing them at that very top spot. We are talking about teams within their own group itself, ultimately Team Fastkill, Freedom Rumble, as well as Auto Knockout. Dash, what do you think of that matchup?
I love couch meta. Give me more. I love it. We saw it happen twice. I'm just like, bro, why did I not know this? Like, I am the scaredest person when I come play like games like, Free Fire. I'm always hiding in the back, and I'm like, why did I not think about hiding behind the couch? Like, instead of me, doing an entry or hiding in corners, why don't I become one with the furniture? Like what they did. And it was so
Yeah.
good.
Furnitures.
I want to see more.
Furnitures can't speak. Maybe that's why you cannot be one with them.
Oh my god! There he goes again. There he goes. Oh my god, Husky! Look at him. He's done. He's done.
Oh my God.
You broke him, sir.
I'm
You
telling
broke
you,
him.
that's why I said I enjoy this. I enjoy the post game the most. Like you see like 3 guys on screen, but honestly it's just 2 people arguing. It's always like these 2 arguing.
Yeah,
so I'm
just-
just
just,
there. Like I'm the
you know.
moderator, you know. Like if things get out of hand, I will put a stop to it. But other than that, y'all can keep fighting.
Okay.
Go on.
Going back to the main point here, Blacklist International right now, I think they were very frustrated in the first 2 games for today. I wouldn't be surprised, but the way they played was very different than they were this morning, especially the high ground advantage by, I think it was Munflank and Phoenix. That was so good. The amount of snipes I got from so far was so good as well. Also, the what do you call it, grenade metas, we've seen like triple kill from them. So good. Like just very well played by Blacklist International, and maybe it was right for AJ that it is easy pickings for certain teams. Maybe it was easy picks for Blacklist International. Who knows? But for now, for X-Men Expert was actually the team that got a booyah last game, but this time around they still managed to survive till the end, and they still they got 2nd place. So
Yeah.
close.
Exactly, and just like Husky rightfully pointed out, Mother Nature helped them out a lot. Mother Nature didn't really put a helping hand out; they just used her, right? And what a way to just survive a little bit longer. But even as they were finding cover, they managed to get a couple of picks off of those players from Eternal Watch and Learn as well as M9, which is what I feel is the most impressive thing about 4X-Men Expert. The fact of the matter is they don't continuously just try to play for placements. They are actively looking for those skill points because that's the triple knock that we were talking about earlier. And
Crazy.
that was repeated later on by Blacklist International as well. The question that I had for Husky though, Husky, did you notice the movement by Blacklist International? Did they plan to take the vertical advantage? Did they move and position themselves there, or was that just pure luck? Did you happen to catch that?
I think they had the plan already because they started out on kind of the more of the northern area, right? And they didn't really move, and there was no need for them to move as well because you see in the previous sequence against STP Son of Guns, they were already on the high ground, and that circle just made it easier. And I love this view. Our observers are having a field day as well, and we literally see 5 teams through a scope. Like that deserves a Pulitzer Prize. But yeah, here it is, the usage of Mother Nature. 1-3 trunk to end it all. And Blacklist International closes it out against 4X-Men Expert.
Oh, it wasn't for X-Men Expert that got 2nd place. I mean, in terms of placement, yes, 2nd place. But in terms of the standings in general, they got 3rd place because Eternal Watch and Learn just going crazy. This is the Eternal Watch and Learn I want to see. The ones that just go crazy and get kills left and right. This is how they used to play, and this is how they should be playing. Look at that. So Blacklist International here with 13 kills, the highest right now in this round with 13 kill points, 25 points total. Impressive. Love to see it. Eternal Watch and Learn now 9 kills, 17 points. Would love to see more. Just want to see them go crazy, go rabid. Like I've always thought of them as this crazy team that kills whoever's in the path. I want to see that. But the thing is, Eternal Watch and Learn, whenever they do kills, they are very aggressive, but they do end up losing teammates in the process, so maybe they can work on that a little bit more. But great play by them nevertheless. 4X-Men Expert doing great today. Love to see it. Keep going. 16 points for them. Sem9 now in 4th place for this round, 14 points. Fast Kill 8 points, Auto Knockout 5 points, Freedom Rumble 4 and 4 with Nick Max All-Star. And Zone My this time around, I think they're just kind of like not having a good game this time around with 3 points. STP Son of Gun still not looking too good, still not being able to find their footing right now. 2 points, Overdose LT and Soror 1 point each. Very unfortunate for these 2 teams because they had such a great opening today. But I feel like as time goes by, one thing that they should be careful is that these Giants, I noticed, is that once they get their momentum, they go a bit crazy. And which is why it's really important for them to kind of like rev up their engines really fast, really early, I feel. But that's just me. What do you guys think?
revving up the engine early definitely, puts teams in a great position, but they cannot take the method that Fastkill MY was taken, Team Fastkill was taken
Yes.
early on in the competition, right? Because there are certain, risks that comes along with that play as well, which we clearly have seen does not do you much good. Team Fastkill,
Right.
who were able to move up as quick as they did move up, they quickly went right down
Yes.
towards the mid
I
part of
think-
that board. Yeah.
It comes down to high risk, high reward. But the thing is, it's kind of like playing any game. You can only use a certain strategy a certain amount of times. What do you think, Husky? Because after all, people do know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for fast kill, we've gone through this a lot of times, right? You go in fast and furious. If you don't learn how to hit the brakes at times, you're gonna run straight into a lamp post and crash.
And burn.
That has been the problem. Exactly,
Yeah,
that has
that's
been the
right.
problem, and it will continue to be unless they find a different way to be more disciplined.
Right, that's right. So for now, we are going to go to the final match of the day. We're going to go to Bermuda. I hope that it's less flaming of me and more casting this time around. Yeah, guys? So I'll see you guys later. Good luck and have fun.
Fat chance, Tash. Fat chance. Well, thank you though. One can definitely hope and pray that she does not get roasted, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Free Fire Malaysia Championship. This is going to be match number 6 of the day. Are we going to be able to see any one of the teams from Group C manage to pick the Booyah up? If anyone, for X-Men Experts surely have shown that they have the quality to get to that final zone, Husky.
Yeah, Forest Man Expert, the past 2 matches that they played, they ended up in top 3. Now 1 Booyah, 1 second place finish. Pretty impressive. I think by the end of this, they might actually push themselves up even further. Up the rankings. They can overtake Eternal Watch and Learn. If Eternal Watch and Learn are not careful.
Auto Knockout, I believe, was sharing a drop zone with one another squad on the screen moments ago. Blacklist International, on the other hand, all clear. It's going to be STP Son of Gun going up against Eternal Watch and Learn, and this is not a situation that Eternal Watch and Learn were looking forward to, thinking could even be possible. Maske almost taken down. Raja has already been eliminated. STP Son of Guns, they will start things off hot and good here, Aske.
STP Son of Gun finally getting a better opening, but here we go. AKO and Overdose LT in the same compound. Roy getting chased. I think Skyzo just caught a glimpse of him. But let's see what the idea is now. Overdose LT, they will regroup, not really commit onto AKO just yet. And AKO, they need to get out right now.
Well, AKO will be able to take this fight against Overdose. Shouldn't be a reason as to why they would drop. But as I say that, one of the players from Overdose managed to drop a player from... Oh, Axel gets deleted as well. What is happening to Auto Knockout?
Just getting caught.
Wow.
Plain getting caught by Overdose LT. And then this is when it comes up to the later phases of the game and everyone is jacked with their arsenal, sure, we can see a superior team. But when the fields are even, when you have nothing else and you're up against someone with a gun, you are gonna lose either way, no matter how good you are. And AKO just got caught out by Overdose LT.
Oh, look, if STP manages to win this and Overdose managed to win their fight as well, I think this is just Group C giving me a solid answer. Yes, Mustachio, it is more than possible. Now, Fence going in to eliminate Roy from the side of AKO. Too fast right there in front of him, and Fence will be able to catch him from the back. Auto Knockout has been eliminated, Husky!
And that is going to compromise their first place finish by the end of the day. But Overdose LT will be overjoyed with the result. STP Sanogan also putting their second kill on the board. 2 teams that we've wanted to see a lot of are kicking it into high gear for this last round.
And Sem9, they just need to make sure they don't get snuffed out early on, because all they literally need was, I believe, around 3 or 4 points to overtake the side of Auto Knockout at the top of the board, and they most definitely will be able to do exactly that. No, actually, you know what? Scratch that. They were already at the top of the board, as I managed to do a quick calculation here. 2 points with the lead. Sem9 definitely looking to solidify themselves at the top this week, Husky.
And I think they now have the opportunity to do that. At least by the end of day one, it is possible. But if you can solidify yourself in the first place by the end of week 3, there's a good chance that it will continue for week 4.
Yeah.
So you kind of need to at least have like a 40-point lead and continue to put up consistent performance. That's kind of the math right there. But we look at Forex finding STP Son of Gun. Good cash by Maru.
Now Miral's approaching the situation real quick. Will not be able to do much. It will just be trouble if he does come through. And no, he backs away from this position. And 4X-Men Expert will not be able to take him down anytime soon. Will not be able to eliminate STP Son of Gun anytime soon. Which is, well, fine and dandy for them. The side of 4X-Men Expert this time around will obviously be looking for the top 3 positions yet again. Quite surprising to be able to see them do that. But, you know, as a matter of fact, right, as they have gone through all of the weeks and not taken the highlight reel for themselves that much, this is definitely a great turnaround for this squad, Husky.
And this is their... Well, they have... The previous 2 rounds were great. So this is going to be the round where we see if Forest can continue that momentum. They have been feeling pretty good today. And I would love to see them do more, you know. 4X-Men Expert kind of... they've kind of joined the legions of teams that might be able to just crack top 5. Sem9 under fire pretty early on as well.
Well, Sem9, the team that is looking to see if or not their number 1 spot can be maintained all the way to the grand finals and then repeated yet again. Not an easy dream to realize, not an easy dream to achieve. But of course, if you're Sem9 and if you can maintain the consistency like they have, the particular dream isn't too far off. But of course, we will have to see exactly how well they pull this challenge off, because approaching fast and hot is Eternal Watch and Learn, SK.
And Eternal Watch and Learn, we have been talking about how this season feels a bit better for them. They feel a bit stronger, they feel a bit more solid. But day 1 for week 3, not really their day. Eternal Watch and Learn, they had some great moments, especially the previous round where, you know, the couch was involved. But other than that, Eternal Watch and Learn hasn't had too much of their own moments.
Venom needs to be able to flank from the right-hand side. If Venom does flank from the right-hand side, the guarantee of this win in the encounter will not be there. Why? Because Blacklist International might be able to snuff him out. Now, Spark, just riding past the side of Eternal Watch and Learn here, might stop. Nope, he does not. And that's good for him. He doesn't get snuffed out. Boys as well as Juice on the way. But Venom will be able to catch him off guard and then go in for the delete right after as well.
Oh, good discipline. The fast kill responds immediately by taking out Venom. Kind of a 1-for-1 trade. Blacklist International on top of the hill. And I think Sem9 knows that their greatest nemesis is nearby.
Was that auto knockout? Yeah, it was an auto knockout that caught Blacklist International in a position like this, in the position that exactly Sem9 has unfortunately found themselves in. The difference is, back when auto knockout eliminated Blacklist International, they didn't see the approach. This time around, Sem9 definitely knows exactly what sort of danger is in front of them. Miro trying to hold his side here to see if he can take those long shots, and he does! Beautiful! As he manages to get man flank onto the ground. Is he going to be able to get the delete? Glue wall right there, as he will be rezzed up by his team member. This is the side of Sem9 that is so good, as Clanks get dropped as well. Phoenix trying to save both of them. Is this going to be a possibility? Sem9, glue wall does not get taken down, but Newbie making the approach to see if or not his nade can make the difference. It does not hit the mark, Husky.
Yeah, and they still have a bit more Newbie again. Those glue walls really providing so much shelter. No matter Sem9, what is the next course of action? Miro pushing forward with that shotgun. It's kind of chasing Blacklist International away. Sem9 getting a bit of ground. And Blacklist International, they gotta be careful because behind is actually Freedom Rumble. Oh, Sem9 pushed Blacklist International in such a horrible spot. And there comes our pump just riding through. They would have gunned down Phoenix. And Blacklist International finds himself in a pretty horrible spot. All because of Sem9 and Blacklist International. They are now in trouble.
Now Sem9 might just be able to feed on Freedom Rumble. Freedom Rumble does not know that they are being made use of here. Apam knocking Clanks down onto the ground, picking up all of the kills for themselves. But now Sem9 making the approach. Cobra's right in front. Is he going to get dropped? He will survive for the time being. Glue Wall gets pulled out by Newbie, but the Cobra is still alive, slithering around. The nade by Cobbs puts the Cobra out of commission, and now this fight will turn on to the side. FRU taking on Sem9. Are they going to be able to start things off great? The nade just not meeting its mark from the side of Freedom Rumble. Sem9 just responding with these shots. They are the ones who started this whole fiasco, but they are not the ones to end it. If Freedom Rumble brings this to an end, what a beautiful adrenaline shot through the wings it will be as Mr. D gets dropped by Apam, and this is the start that Freedom Rumble is looking for. But the response comes right back to as Apam gets dropped. Back and forth, this will fall. Mr. D picked right back up though, Husky. Will they be able to come out of this?
Yeah, they just need a bit more. Cops. Oh, the glue wall expires. Oh no, not the right timing. At least not for Freedom Rumble. Then Mr. D gets picked back up. Cops, can he really do this? Oh, Cops a one-man army. Freedom Rumble almost does it. Almost takes out Sem9. And Mr. D off of that revive comes in huge. And they finally eliminate Freedom Rumble. But sorry, Raw says hello. Sem9 not able to recover. Sorry, Raw playing dirty. Free fire this time, but they don't care. It's all about the kills. And Zen loses his life.
Sem9, they've managed to pick 4 kill points up in here so far, but it looks like Sorry Raw just wants to end their run. And of course, so close to being able to pull that off, but the glue wall's just buying Sem9 a little bit more time. But they're caught out in the open here, Husky. Endzone MY might be able to buy them a little bit of time. Overdose LT might be able to buy Sem9 some time as well. The world, the universe is working in the favor of Sem9, Husky.
Yeah, and it's Sem9. I don't know how they got out of that, but they got out of that situation, and that is what matters. They do suffer casualties after such a prolonged and intense encounter with Freedom Rumble and Black International and Sorry Raw, but now the attention is going to switch to Overdose LT taking on Sorry Raw. Maybe Overdose LT can shut them down, but Sorry Raw are not ready to go quietly into the night. Overdose LT though have already down 3 members of Sorry Raw, and it's all down to Shark. And Overdose LT, they want to go shark hunting, and this endangered species might meet its untimely end. Yeast has the high ground, and Shark only has a glue wall to hide behind, but how long can he hold out for? Because Overdose LT, they're coming in.
Yeah, Karma. You know what they say about Karma and just being such a pain in the butt sometimes. Sorry Raw thinking that they can third party the situation up on Sem9, and Overdose is pulling the exact same Karma on them. Oh! But Flank will not be able to get the shotgun takedown as this is just ring around the glue wall, Husky.
And Sorry Raw will finally be eliminated. Overdose LT becomes the bigger winner of that encounter. Endzone MY meanwhile getting a lot of opportunities to take those shots, but no knockdowns, which is not really what you are looking for if you are Endzone MY. You need to kind of get a bit more damage in.
Yeah. My main question here is, where's Sem9? They they were blessed by this particular fight, and they just disappeared from the map, Husky.
Yeah, Sem9 have they don't want anything to do with this. You know, when you're given a second chance as life, you gotta cherish that.
Yeah, you
Maybe
take it and you run. Yeah.
You know, like you watch some shows and then like the protagonist had a horrible upbringing, or he got into like a horrible incident, and he was given a second chance by some works of God, and then he's gonna disappear for like, and then you see like the cuts, the transition, right? Like 10 years later, he comes back 100 times stronger, and he just takes over the world. This could be Sem9. Look at where they are. They're planted themselves in the middle of the circle. Oh no, they're getting shot at by EGMX.
Not a great place to be holding. Maybe Mother Nature can help them out as well. But EGMX teasing Sem9, I don't think that's the best of ideas. But the numbers gameplay might just, be in it for EGMX to continuously put this pressure onto them. Sem9 having the zone does not necessarily mean they are going to be able to pick the booyah up for themselves. But they desperately need to look for those points. They are sitting down in that that number one spot. High probability is they will finish the game in the number one spot. But by how much? How far will they have been able to pull away from auto knockout? That is the main focus here. If they get snuffed out, they still stay up, but they don't put a big gap between them. And next week, or not next week, tomorrow will just be yet another day where they can't relax. They can't ease their foot off the gas pedal, Husky.
Yeah, you have to keep going at this point. With no clear winner, with no clear leader, whatever you have left in the tank, it needs to be used. You need to consistency. It goes back to consistency.
Yeah.
That term will always come back full circle. 18th left though. We are about to go into phase 4. Jafar with the nade. Can he catch Fan Cry now? Just a bit off the mark, as Fan Cry and the rest of STP Son of Guns are on the outside of the perimeter. But Forex, they can actually gatekeep these because STP have to run through.
Exactly, man. But for X-Men Expert, they can't forget they need to make a move on as well in about 50 seconds. And if they choose to gatekeep STP Son of Guns, they better hope and pray that Fastkill does not get a catch on them, because as they try to move on towards Sem9 later on, that might just be an impossible action. Fan Cry with that nade beautifully placed. Goku will be taken down, but not deleted. Maru now traded out for the sake of Goku. Jabat on the ground as well. Spade on the ground. Oh, too clean, too fast. STP Son of Gun. What a way to take that fight, Asuke.
You love to see these kind of executions. Just quick, decisive, and surgical. Unfortunately, Forex. You lose. One guy gets knocked down. That's all it takes, especially when your enemies are so close to you. So STP Son of Gun, great execution.
Eternal Watch and Learn, we just Masque now, taking a little bit of damage from the blue zone, which has already left him behind. He needs to make the play now, unless he just decides to die together with the zone and not give the kill point on to any one of these other squads. A silly intention, but let's see if or not he will be playing that, because stepping out, he played it exactly like that. Case, oh no, actually Case is the one who got the delete onto him. Unfortunate for the side of Eternal.
And they will have to settle for 7th place. At least for now, Skyzo getting gunned down. STP Son of Gun actually eliminated fast kill. Flank takes out Augie as EGMX now joins the party and overdose. Whoa, they appear near EGMX. I did not see that. I needed the EGMX. STP Son of Gun getting shot at by V2 with EGMX. They don't want to let their foot off the gas pedal just yet. But they do have to make it quick though, because the safe zone is pretty darn far away. And with all these teams pouring into that circle, a lot of casualties will have to surface.
Yeah, I want to go back to one of the initial questions. Where's Sem9? Ah, there you go, right in front of us on screen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My question is, are they in that safe zone? Because when they start moving later on, the numbers game might just catch up. With the Fan Cry getting knocked down here by Forza, and the delete might just come through. Beautifully done by Forza. Aram right there in front, mirrors together as well. STP, this might just be the end for them. But the blue zone is putting that pressure onto EGMX as well, making it so difficult for them to take some of these fights. But in the middle of the zone, in the middle of all of this chaos, sits Sem9 waiting to see exactly who comes forth.
I'm telling you, Sem9 might have a chance. Sem9, if they sneak this away, it would be the greatest
position.
It would be like the National Graphic, The Great Escape. Sem9, oh, they're starting out to put some numbers on the board. Newbie, you see him take a Skyzo. Forza needs to get in. He's the only man left alive. Mr. D also 5 years. Sem9 taking on the entire world at this point. The delete has come through. Forza with double nade, but he's been spotted out. 12 HP, regenerating very slowly. But STP Son of Guns wants to be quick for Orbit, and Forza's gonna peek out. Only with the shotgun though. Not the best weapon for these long range fight, and things are not looking good. You can see on this burst eye view, Sem9. Oh, somehow still alive. They have that one random watchtower, and that watchtower might actually work out. Oh, Sem9. Sem9 seeing everyone else. Endzone MY has the whole squad though. Overdose LT also coming in, but Overdose LT we have to fight Endzone MY first. The Sem9 is just watching this. They are like the referee. They're like the umpire of this triple showdown. And Sem9, they can take advantage of this. Oh, flank already found Case. Mirza fights flank, and here comes Sem9, ready for the cleanup. Sem9 going in. Overdose LT is dead. Mr. D is still alive. They did it! Sam9! Oh, Sam9! They steal that last round away, and God bless Sam9 with this booyah.
The universe conspired to give Mr. D and squad the booyah in here today, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. What a dramatic turn of events, because, you know, it was close, man. It was close. Whatever that fell down was so close to proving that Group C can pick that booyah up for themselves. But these guys just foiled that plan. The universe has stopped Group C. The universe is conspiring against Group C at this point here, Husky.
Yeah, oh my. And you know, it all started with, was it Overdose LT that gave Sam9 like a head start and let them go and let them off? It came right back, you know, the 10 years of training worked out for Sam9. The protagonist, they never die. That's the plot armor right there. And Sam9 with that win, they might actually overtake AKO in the overall standings. But I think they actually might.
They already had earlier. They were just 2 points ahead, and this was the win to push them so far up ahead in comparison to anyone else in the competition so far. Dash, what did you think of the performance from Sam9 as well as Group C, who hasn't managed to pick a booyah up yet?
Sam9 is like a, you know, that one character in movies that just seems to get away, come out alive. Oh my god, think of it like this. Like, you know when you watch Star Wars and then everyone's just shooting at Anakin, but he doesn't die. Nothing hits him. Nothing's killing him. That's Sam9 right now. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how lucky they're getting.
Yeah, I just believe that the better analogy for that would be Bollywood as well as Collywood movies. I mean, Rajinikanth.
Yes.
Yeah. You throw 300 guys with 300 machine guns in front of Rajinikanth. Rajinikanth's going to die. He'll eat all of those bullets and probably poop it out and take it and throw it as grenades.
Yeah, I just want to say that if this is a script by Garina, this is a very insane script. This is an insane script. Like, yes, give us more of this. So for now, let's have a look at the replays here. I thought 4X-Men Expert had like one of like the greatest chances to get another booyah today. Or even Blacklist International, but clearly that's nothing. This part right here was just like, even though Blacklist had the high ground, but you see here, they kind of like played themselves here. When one person gets caught out, the other person comes in and gets knocked as well. Just slowly just get knocked down like flies. It's ridiculous. And then after that, you see here, after Blacklist was sandwiched by FRU as well, and Sam9 said, yes, this is all according to plan. Yes. Then suddenly, Sam9 eliminates FRU, and then Sorry Raw comes like, hey, we're just gonna finish you off, 3 kills. And then nope, Overdose comes by, and they're like, nope, haha, karma for you, because we're here first. And Sam9 said, yeah, let's leg it. We out of here. We're not staying for this, not my problem. Just like, ouch.
Hush Bunny solo just pulled off a full conversation amongst all the squads, Husky. Neither you nor I can do that crap.
Yeah, I mean, Tash basically did a 3-man job all on her own. That is like the most Tash Bunny synopsis of a storyline. Can you imagine if she let's say like a war movie, right, Saving Private Ryan, and you ask Tash Bunny to summarize the movie, and she's just gonna like pew pew boom boom boom, Ryan survived. You know?
Okay, now let's move back to the main topic here, the round standings. Okay, this is match 6, Group B versus C. Sam9. Despite how crazy that was, they only got 7 kills, 19 points for them in total. Overdose LT doing way better. But today, if you think about it, Overdose LT is the killing machine today. They got so many kills. It's insane how many kills they got per match. 9 kills this time around, giving them 17 points, so close to Sam9, giving them 2nd place. Endzone Mai getting 7 kills as well, tied with Sam9, 16 points. STP Sanwagan, much better showing right now. Unfortunately, it's the final match of the day that they finally found their footing. But hopefully they can bring this again next week. Can get there 15 points for them. Nickmax All-Star as well, 9 points. Eternal Watch and Learn dropping a little bit this time around with 6 points. Tied with Team Fastkill, 6 points as well. Frida Rumble taking 5 points only. 4X-Men Expert getting 4 points. Very nice. You got 7 Fingers with 7 points earlier, and now I have 4X-Men Expert with 4 points. Noise. Sorry, Roar with 3 points. Blacklist International and Auto Knockout, the two strongest teams, going back to the lobby with 0 points. What are your opinions about this?
Unfortunate, right? Because they all met each other so early on, and the Mexican standoff lasted for quite a while. But there was
What,
just
5
so long.
minutes?
Yeah, exactly.
Holy crap.
But the patience just happened to pay off for one of them at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's right. So my question that I had throughout the entire match was, Husky, are you watching too many nature documentaries? Are you watching too many movies? Like what's
What?
going on? We'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's look at the standings first. I'm sorry, I'm really excited about this. Sem9 putting themselves back up in first place today with 285 points. 25 points ahead of Auto Knockout. That's crazy. That's like one booyah and one 12 kills.
That's one damn good booyah.
That's two
Yeah.
booyahs. Dash.
Technically, yes, technically. I mean, I was thinking about kills as well, but sure, Husky, whatever you say, sir.
Hey, you
And
guys
then,
are forgetting that both of you are friends.
Oh wait, what? Is that supposed to happen? Whoops. Okay, so now I can see Auto Knockout here with 260 points, taking second place. Geek Fam still planting themselves firmly in third place. I think they're pretty happy there. I think they're like, this is a nice spot. Not too much to show our full potential, but enough to get some amount of money from this league. I think it's good enough for them. Blacklist International dropping to fourth place right now with 226 points, and 4 points behind is just Freedom Rumble. Do you see how close these points are? It could be anyone's first place still. It's crazy. We're like in week 4, and there's still no solid team up there. I love it. Bring in more Bollywood. Bring in more couch metas. Love it. Love to see it. Okay. So now moving on. Eternal Watch and Learn 204 points. This is where we start seeing the gap here. With 4 X-Men Expert 178. 2 points behind is Team Fast Kill 176. I think Fast Kill is gonna have to think of another strat. It's not working for them. It hasn't been working for them. Come on, reshuffle. Like just how the team reshuffled, your brain must also reshuffle. Wow, that was kind of deep. I need to talk about that to myself whenever I'm having a bad day. Anyways, moving on. Sorry, Raw with 157 points. Overdose LT 148. Secret Movement 145. Legend with 128. 1 point behind is Endzone Mai with 127. And then here another gap where we see STP Son of God 104. 102 to Red Shoot PXG Extreme and Nickmax All-Star, 100 points. And then we have the 2 outliers, which is Ladies and 7 Fingers, which I just want to see more from them. I love these 2 teams. They're very eccentric in their own ways. And I wish that we can see more eccentric plays. I just want to see out of meta plays or something that's crazy. Like we've seen Mutu pull that off. That was funny. That was really funny. We've seen that out of eccentric play just now by Sem9. To be fair, Sem9's situation was more of a combination of many things, including luck, misplays, and Bollywood. So that's it. So going back to my question just now to you, Husky, have you been watching too many animal documentaries? Have you been watching a lot of Netflix? Like, what's going on here? From last week till now, you've been talking about Batman and rare species of sharks being
Batman
hunted. And
is on Nature series.
Yeah, what's going on, sir?
I watch a lot. I watch a lot of documentaries. I watch a lot of cooking. I studied film. So I have been on the internet pretty often, especially during my free time. Like my brain is filled with all these references that I can just pull out whenever I want. I find it a blessing and a curse, but more of a blessing.
It's funny. It's hilarious. I honestly, there are some times when I'm watching matches, I kind of turn off my brain when it comes to casters. But hearing his side is funny. Hearing AJ's side is all about that Bollywood stuff. And then you go to this guy, it's like a total contrast. We're just talking about like, you have anime, you have everything. I'm just waiting for his Hell's Kitchen references where Gordon Ramsay goes, what is that play? That play was raw. Where's the lamb sauce? Like bring that in.
Raw plays are good.
raw plays are good. But for now, we're gonna have a look-see to our giveaway code. We're gonna bring you guys 2 Flame AK box. I made a mistake earlier. It's not just only 2 first come first serve. It's actually 2 per person who redeems today before the end of this broadcast. So hurry up and get it before the end of the show, all right? Because once I stop talking, you don't get any more of these codes. I'm just gonna embrace whatever AJ and
Hang
Husky says
baru
about me.
kata bukan first come first serve. Anybody can go download lah. The
I know.
box you
I said
get
before
free.
the end of the show. And you know when they say like, the show doesn't end until the fat lady stops singing, right? Like the show doesn't end until Tash stops talking. So before I stop talking, get this code at Redeem Free Fire Garena. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to make a fool of myself. Like I love it. I love it. It feeds me more power. It feeds me.
We believe you. We believe you.
Whatever makes
Yeah.
you happy. Tash.
I'm happy all the time. What are you talking about?
Wait. Well, look, Tash, you're taking up a lot of screen time for giveaways, okay? I need to make a few points out to the community before we jump on to tomorrow, because Auto Knockout, they're about 25 points away from the number 1 spot, like you pointed out thus far.
Yes.
But Geek Fam, who are sitting down in the 3rd place, are 38 points away from catching up to Sem 9.
I don't
39.
believe that they're gonna have a problem doing that. It's Geek Fam.
You
We've seen them
you
go up
are a
and
person
do
that blows
crazy
hot
things.
and cold on Geek Fam, okay? One time they can, one
Okay.
time they cannot.
I never said that. I'm just saying Geek Fam does what they want to do. Geek Fam wants to play it this way, they'll play it this way. If they want to go crazy, they will go crazy. That's the problem here. They don't
Can I-
want to go crazy just yet. Yes, Husky.
Let me quickly just interject and say that, you know what this reminds me of? You know those
What?
TV shows where there's like a panel, like the news anchor brings in some guys to interview and they just start going off on each other on national TV? This
Oh,
feels
no.
like it. This...
I mean, we all
Yes.
have like our own opinions when it comes to these teams. It's just like it's so crazy how different this tournament is compared to
Yeah.
MCP majors.
Yep.
I mean, we've seen the reason why I'm saying Geek Fam can is because we've seen Geek Fam go down 80 points and just straight up massacre everyone else in the finals. And I
Yep.
wouldn't be surprised if that is what they're gonna do again.
I guess all it takes is for
High
them to
probability,
get... Maybe all it takes is just for another infraction and unlock the true potential. The blood sacrifice, you gotta...
The
something
blood
has to be...
sacrifice. Okay, so for now, that is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching and bearing with us. So tomorrow we'll be coming back with day 2 of week 3 of the Free Fire Malaysian Championship 2021 with us. So be sure to come here around 1 p.m. for Group A versus Group C. We'll see the schedule in a little while. So for now, I'm Tash alongside AJ as well as Husky, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
dimajukan di situ. Tembakan kedua. Dua orang telah pun dimajukan di situ. Wow. Ini adalah kekejaran yang cukup banyak kali cuma dihabiskan.
Yubi dan kita lihat AKO di tempat yang ketiga. Dan kita lihat Sam 9 dengan 5 kill semua untuk mengasah dengan red shot PNC. Kali ini kita dapat lihat bagaimana red shot diasah dan dirasakan. Dan point. Begitu juga dengan bancai semua terkeluar. Kita lihat bagaimana lontar diberikan. Kita lihat 3 orang saja lagi yang tinggal sekarang ini. Dan itulah dia kuadra kill daripada Tufan. Adakah bom yang dilemparkan kena room? Dua down. Mantap sekali bom dilemparkan oleh Yan. Dapat 2, dapat 3. Satu lagi yang di make all star dalam
Triple kill.